Dick Morris, Rudy Giuliani, Michelle Malkin, Diamond and Silk, Mike Huckabee, Greg Kelly, Sean Spicer, and more. Newsmax is on all major cable systems. Check your guide or tell your cable operator you want Newsmax like everyone else. Watch Newsmax TV today and vote in their big poll on Trump. Text OPEN to 39747 and let your voice be heard.
PR927FM.com is the Pirate Nation's home to stream Pirate Radio live or archived anytime.
Sammy Batten, one of the great all-time sports writers in our state.
This is not a lucrative business overall. I mean, for just the regular Joes like us, we're never going to get rich like maybe some of these ESPN or national type people. But it was more a labor of love, and you do get to a point after a few years that you do make enough to live comfortably, and that's kind of where we are now, or where I was before I retired.
PR927FM.com, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Turkey, ham, bacon, these and other meats are great around the holidays and every other day, but they all leave behind grease when you cook them, and grease is a real pain in the drain. When you pour grease down a drain, it cools and can clog sewer lines. That can lead to sewer spills, which are messy, bad for the environment, and can also be expensive. Never pour grease down the drain. Instead, collect it in a container like a used soup can or jar. Let it cool and throw it away in the trash. Together, we can protect our sewer system and the environment. For more information, go to GUC.com.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-styled restaurant and bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and the best burgers around. Check out the spicy mahi risotto or the bourbon pecan salmon. Wednesday night is date night. 2 salads, an appetizer, a bottle of wine, 2 entrees, and a dessert for just $55. Thursday is ladies' night with $5 martinis and special apps. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville. The Rick House.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor, or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ron Ayers Motorsports. It will guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville. Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. Pirate basketball games come fast and furious this month. Hopefully. Some thoughts next.
If you missed Pirate Radio Live, you missed.
What I've learned in the last 24 hours is that I will never, ever, ever bet on the East Carolina Pirates, because their coach is the softest coach I've ever seen in my entire life.
Softest coach in America, he called you.
I don't know anybody's ever said that about me. I'd love to have Pat here in Greenville, North Carolina. I'd love to meet him. Maybe Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium.
Maybe we could arrange a visit of Pat McAfee and do the Oklahoma drill, you and him. How about that?
Yeah.
You think he'd say that to your face?
We can find out.
Pirate Radio Live, weekdays from 3 to 6, right here on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
In this, the most abnormal of years, ECU is scheduled to play 8 games in December. Could be more, could be less. Remember, Joe Dooley's ball club has already lost 3 games when the Pirates opted out of the Gulf Coast Showcase in Fort Myers in November to start the season. We fully expect to see some starts and stops. Broadcasting games in an empty Williams Arena Minges Coliseum has been a surreal experience. You can hear PA announcer Morgan Ehlers and even the players on the bench acting like fans cheering their teammates on. I long for the days of leaving Minges with a headache after a packed house has raised the roof. But it's not going to happen this year. Maybe in January, a few fans will be permitted. It's easy for me and my broadcast partner, Seymour, and on-site engineer, David Horn. We can pull right up to the front door, and there are no lines in the men's room. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
If you missed Pirate Radio Live, you missed.
Remember some of the ECU schedules where they got off to a decent start in hoops, and it was like Virginia Wise, whoever. And I know they played Wesley, but still, I mean, Charlotte, Wilmington, the Ospreys have the coolest nickname they're going to play all year. So I'm going to give North Florida credit.
Probably so. I mean, I think Highlanders is pretty cool.
Better than the Ospreys?
No, I know. I'll say 49ers, Seahawks, battling Bishops. ECU has played one heck of a nickname slate thus far.
It's been an interesting schedule. And they
from that regard.
Pirate Radio Live, weekdays from 3 to 6, right here on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this one purple!
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hello, everyone. Welcome in to Pirate Radio Live on a Thursday. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We're on 1250, 930, online, pr927fm.com. And you can watch us on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. You can subscribe to Pirate Radio TV on YouTube and check out all of our videos, including this program, The Brian Bailey Show, and all of the post-game press conferences and videos we upload to YouTube. Make sure you're subscribing to Pirate Radio TV. Coming up on today's show, we will recap the first loss of the ECU basketball season. Pirates go to Dallas last night and fall to the Mustangs of SMU 70-55. Seymour, color analyst on the Pirates IMG Sports Network, going to join us at 3:15. Later on in hour number one, we'll talk about what's going on tonight in college basketball and talk some NFL as well with Jeff Nadu, big man on campus from Barstool Sports. He'll join us on the Fixed NC Live line. Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors, will be here. We'll talk hoops. We'll talk National Signing Day. Find out a little bit more about ECU's latest additions to the football program with Igoe coming up at 4 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, Troy D will be here, and we will open up the Pirate Radio Treasure Chest coming up in that hour as well. So we got a lot to get to on today's show, and we've got some news, Shirley, coming out that involves East Carolina University. A new chancellor has been named, and that new chancellor is Philip Rogers, as that was announced an hour or so ago, as ECU has been, as you know, on a search for a long time. Dr. Ron Mitchelson was the interim chancellor, and now they have named a full-time chancellor at ECU.
Yeah, and he is the 12th chancellor of East Carolina, and they made that decision today, and it was during the regular meeting of the UNC Board of Governors. And he will take over the chancellor position on March 15th. Of course, Chancellor Ron Mitchelson, who has been in the interim status, announced that he is going to be retiring at the end of June. And Rogers is a Greenville native. He is a Rose High School graduate, and he has strong ties to ECU. He's got several generations of ECU grads in his family. His wife, Dr. Rebecca Page Rogers, is also an ECU alum. So it looks like, and he also served as the chief of staff to Chancellor Steve Ballard when he was here. So he's got a lot of ties to ECU, not only from his upbringing, but he also lived in the community. So it seems like they made a good choice here for Chancellor, someone who knows the school, attended the school, knows the community, and knows the area very well, and knows what East Carolina University brings to Eastern North Carolina as a entity as far as the medical school and all the other factors that ECU brings. So I think this is, from everything that I've seen so far on Twitter as far as people responding to the news, is that it's been overwhelmingly positive.
We'll talk more about it with Troy D in the 5 o'clock hour and get his thoughts on it. I don't know much about Philip Rogers or the chancellor position, but he does follow me on Twitter, so I'm going to assume it's a good call to make him the chancellor. Seems like
I'll go with that.
He has good taste. At least.
But yeah, because he follows you, doesn't follow me. So.
Oh, really? We got to get that. We got to get that fixed.
No, that's okay.
Got to give Shirley a follow.
It's not the end of the world if somebody doesn't follow me. I don't really care.
Shirley, other news, we talked about it at ECU with a split yesterday. How about the win from the women coming from behind to knock off SMU? That's a nice road win to start off their conference play. Men last night falling to SMU by 15 in a game. They started out red hot. Chandler, we were watching it out of Sports Trivia the first half at AJ's and got off to a hot start. And unfortunately, it looked like they wasted all their bullets in the first 5-7 minutes of that game because went cold after that. Things tightened up defensively for SMU, and tough to win at Moody. And we all know that from over the years. I think it'll be a different game when SMU comes to Minges Coliseum, but Pirates fall to 0-1 in conference play, 5-1 after the loss tonight, last night overall.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just me. I just seem to notice that, and especially when it comes to road games, it just seems like the team sometimes will either come out at the beginning of the game just ice cold, can't, throw it in the ocean, and then they get red hot like later on, but, you're battling an uphill battle at that point. You've fallen so far behind you just can't catch up. Or it's the other way around, like you said, where you start off red hot and then all of a sudden you just can't find the bottom of the bottom of the net. And it seems like ECU got bitten by that bug yesterday. And you've got to have more than one scorer. You can't lean as heavily as we have been on Jaden Gardner. I know that we've got a lot of perimeter shooters that are, getting there and starting to get to the point where they have become consistent and reliable around the arc. But, you got to get Jaden some help. You can't go 5, 6, 7 minutes and not be able to get the ball in the hoop because all of a sudden it gets tighter and tighter and tighter in that post position if you're having to feed Jaden the ball.
We had the classic ECU scoring drought a couple of times last night.
Yeah,
but Toma Baruti shot well, 3 for 4 from behind the arc, 11 points for Baruti last night. Gardner in double figures, but for ECU to win, he's going to have more than 13. He's going to have to get into the 20s, and like you said, he's going to need some help as well.
Yeah, you got to have more than one person that's going to, I don't mind if Jaden Gardner walks off the floor with 20 points, as long as Tremont has 11 and Baruti has 10. I mean, 9 points even. Spread the. I want the other 4 guys on the court to be able to contribute points wise to help Jaden out because Don't get me wrong. I mean, Jaden is a workhorse, and he wants the ball, and he wants to go down low and go to work. But you're not going to win too many ball games if you can't. It's 5-on-1 at that point.
Shirley Rhodes, the news coming hot and heavy from John Rothstein's Twitter account involving college basketball. Mm-hmm. We would follow. Greg McMurphy, I guess, during the football season.
Brett McMurphy,
I'm sorry. And to get the football notes, we follow Rothstein to get the college basketball news. And just a few items. Florida has canceled their non-conference games against FAU, Florida A&M, and James Madison. ECU set to take on James Madison coming up this Saturday. Missouri has canceled a game on Friday against Prairie View A&M. DePaul and Providence have rescheduled a game for December 27th. I guess this is some decent news. Creighton will begin limited fan attendance at home games starting on the 23rd. So that'll be next Wednesday. Villanova will play St. Joe's Saturday night at 9 o'clock. So you've got a lot of stories about games being canceled. You've also got games being rescheduled. Some places are allowing some fans. Some places have empty arenas. Again, this is not uniform. It's across the board. Whatever can happen in your local area is dependent upon if you'll have fans or not. And also these teams continuing to test. If everything's okay, they're going to play basketball. If not, they will attempt to play at a later date. If it's a conference game, probably cancel it. If it's a non-conference game, it's kind of where we are right now.
Yeah. Now, did you mention Missouri and Prairie View A&M? Yeah. Okay. And I do know, I think there's one football game that got canceled.
It was a Big Ten game. I saw
Michigan State and Maryland. That game, because Maryland has some a huge problem with COVID-related issues right now, so they have decided to cancel that game altogether.
Which is awful news, Shirley. Do you know why?
No 3-9.
No, and again, this has been this is like the Undertaker streak. Scotty Montgomery will not win 3 games this year. He's going to be stuck on 2. So that is that stinks. I wanted Scotty to win exactly 3 games every year for the rest of my life, but it's not going to happen this year. Maybe the worst news of 2020. Or maybe
Sure.
I'm exaggerating there a little bit. It is championship weekend, so you got some games coming up tomorrow night, Pac-12 and the MAC championship coming up Friday night. A bunch of games on Saturday, including the SEC championship, which you can hear right here on Pirate Radio. All right, we'll get our first break in. We'll come back, talk to Seymour. We'll get his thoughts on last night's loss. We will open up the treasure chest later on in today's show as well. A lot of hoops talk the remainder of hour number 1. Jeff Nadu later in the hour. Seymour next on Pirate Radio Live. We are back with you after this. Get your sports weekend started at Familia. Every Thursday, Familia has $2 drafts all day. Stop by with your friends and family for some New York-style pizza and have an ice-cold $2 draft. Sunday brunch is the best for food and family. Come and enjoy favorites like shrimp and grits, made-to-order omelets, French toast, and drink specials like $3 mimosas, beer mimosas, or $5 Bloody Marys. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
While other folks come and go, Greenville Pool and Supply has been your local pool store in Greenville and Eastern North Carolina for over 40 years. Are you finding yourself spending more time at home than ever before? If so, turn your backyard into a vacation destination. Greenville Pool has pools for any size backyard. Choose from the very popular fiberglass, classic vinyl, or custom concrete. If you order your pool now, it could be in by this spring. If you're ready for a pool, contact the pros at Greenville Pool and Supply.
It's bow time. Sometimes the holiday season is your busy season. You gotta get a tree, decorate the tree, stop your 8-year-old from climbing the tree, buy presents, wrap presents, return presents, hog tie some garland, hunt down those decorative pine cones, and take in the warm glow of red and green traffic lights. Mostly red. Why not drop a big bow box on it? Because with a sleigh full of boneless or bone-in chicken, biscuits, fixins, and tea, if it's Christmas time, it's bow time.
White Claw Hard Seltzer. Discover a new wave of refreshment. Crafted using seltzer water, 5% alcohol, and a hint of fruit. Available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with natural flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, 2019 Chicago. Visit whiteclaw.com for full nutritional information.
UBE and PirateWare.com have everything to fill Santa's sleigh this Christmas. Officially licensed ECU gifts and apparel, polos, outerwear, and sweats from Champion, Columbia, and Cutter & Buck. Visit the Crow's Nest for the largest selection of ECU children's apparel in the world. Be sure to follow UBE PirateWare.com on all social media platforms to stay informed on sales, events, and giveaways. UBE and PirateWare.com, making your Christmas jolly and bright for over 50 years.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in Eastern North Carolina. With Blackwood and Mills Creek in Greenville, Dalton's Cove in Farmville, and Belmar in Ayden, these are just a few of the developments featuring BMS Builders homes. They can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or East Carolina football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. BMS Builders. Give them a call at 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
The holiday season is here, and Sam Jones Barbecue is ready to help you host all of your family and friends this year with our catering menu, perfect for any size gathering. Our whole hog chop barbecue, slow-cooked chicken, smoked turkey, and spare ribs will make a holiday meal a hands-down winner every time. Log on to samjonesbarbecue.com to get your order started, and also check out our online store stocked with our sauces, hats, and t-shirts. I'm Sam Jones, and on behalf of all of our staff, happy holidays.
Do you think you've been exposed to COVID-19? Are you planning to visit parents, family, or friends this holiday season? Do you have travel plans and need to be tested? Arc Point Labs of Greenville offers same-day COVID-19 results. No referral needed, same-day results available. Arc Point Labs of Greenville is located across from Vidant Hospital on Executive Circle behind Southern Bank. Call for an appointment or walk in. Arc Point Labs of Greenville, 215-5688 or arcpointlabs.com.
Pirate Radio.
We are not coming together to just be average. We want to build a program that will year in and year out compete for the American Athletic Conference Championship and compete nationally against any and everybody.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. PRL this afternoon is brought to you by Bud Light, who reminds Pirate fans to always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, thank you, Shirley Rhodes, and thank you for tuning in to Pirate Radio Live. You have picked a good day to tune in because we will open up the Pirate Radio Treasure Chest coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. And right now, we'll have our weekly chat with Cy Seymour, color analyst on the Pirates IMG Sports Network. Cy, since the last time we talked, ECU is 1-1, knocked off North Florida, suffered their first loss last night to SMU. Cy, first of all, welcome to the show. Good to talk to you. How you doing today?
I'm good, Cliff. Good to talk to you and Shirley both. It's a lot of fun to hear Pirates talking about sports. That's always fun.
Pirates talking about Pirates, Cy. That's what we do. And you and Jeff Charles were on the call last night. And Cy, as you mentioned in the open, if ECU could have done what they did in the first 5, 6, 7 minutes of last night's game, they might have blown out SMU. They got off to a hot start. Cy, what kind of changed there? SMU obviously tightened up a little bit defensively. What changed from the first few minutes of the game last night where the Pirates jumped out to a lead to the rest of that ball game?
Well, it really, first of all, I think you got to give the credit totally to SMU. Clip, when you walk away from that game, you see how good SMU is and how deep they are. This is a team, and after watching them and of course doing homework and looking at film, they may fight Houston for this championship. They are loaded, they are deep, and they are highly talented. And I thought ECU did a good job of staying with them. What happened is a guard that played at Cal Berkeley, University of California in the Pac-12, who hit 67 threes his freshman year and broke their records, is now playing for SMU. He comes out there and he hits 2 out of 3 threes. And Davis, who played at Baylor, who's the point guard and was the same way in the Big 12, he hits 2 out of 3 threes, and all of a sudden 12 points show up on the board. You know, this is a very, very talented and deep team and well coached, and they get after you. I thought ECU played a good basketball. I think we took a step forward in that we see how good it is to be on that top tier of this league. And I thought Joe Dooley's ball club, you know, with 8 minutes to go, it's a 9-point game. 8 minutes to go. And so I think when you really look at the game in itself, ECU probably played about 30 minutes, but 10 minutes was all SMU.
And Cy, the Pirates hit around their average from the from 3-point range. Didn't shoot a ton of threes last night. 6 out of 16. Batuma Baruti hitting 3 of those. So they were okay. I think that's a positive sign too, Cy. They, you know, again, you want to see them hit more. You want to see them maybe even take more if they're going to hit them. But 6 out of 16 last night. It looks like they will be a better shooting team in 2020, 2021 than they were last season.
Oh, there's no doubt. This is a much better basketball team. If you remember last year when we went to SMU, we got completely crushed by that ball club, and this team is better than last year's team. Listen, you know, they were lucky. I mean, I don't mean this. They were fortunate that Anel was pronounced eligible immediately. Well, he's the starting center at Oklahoma State. He's 6'11", and he was able to play last night. So you look at their back line, and it's Hunt out there at 6'9", and Sharkwab at 6'9", and then this guy's in at 6'11", Jassie's 6'11". So, and you get beat in the paint 30-20. You know, this was a really highly talented ball club that ECU fought with for about 30 minutes, and then they just didn't have the strength to get over the top with them And I'm telling you, this is a team that could easily be in the top 25 at year end if everybody stays healthy.
Cy Seymour joining us. Cy, I know in one particular case it was a welcome to the AAC moment rookie for Noah Farrakhan. He comes up the court, he's dribbling between the legs, he's kind of setting up the play, and then has his lunch taken right from him, and ends up a layup on the other end called a goaltending. And it was kind of all right, this is a different level than you've been seeing, Noah. He's going to come along, he's going to be a fine player, but Joe Dooley talks all the time about in the AAC, how different it is from the non-conference, and he likes that his guys have been around now to know what to expect. Noah Farrakhan doesn't know what to expect, and he'll learn as the season moves along that his competition level has taken a step up.
Well, the other part of that same formula that you're talking about, he was nervous there. Then we said on the broadcast, they had pulled Kendrick Davis because there was 30 seconds left. They had pulled him. So as soon as this happened with 5 seconds left, they take the time out, and guess what they do? They get Davis and McNeil back in to take a three. Davis hits the three, and fortunately, it was right at the buzzer, and it didn't count. But it was over again. It was over the young freshman Farrakhan, and that's it's just a part of growing up and getting in this league, and it also shows ECU that we've got to get better. We've got to work harder. And I think Joe Dooley understood it to start with. So I think where we have really got to concentrate this year, can we knock through 7, 8? Can we knock through 6, 7, and 8? Can we get there? Because you got to understand when Joe first came in, APR issues.
Yeah.
Now you throw COVID in there. I mean, it's been a very difficult time to get your team together. You got the right coaching staff. You got players that are playing hard. But I'm telling you, SMU is a very, very good program. Houston's a very, very good program. Memphis is a very good program. And they're the top 3. And then after that, there's some tarnish at 4 and 5, but not much. And then it may drop a little bit after that. Can you play with that group is what I think the key is for ECU.
Cy Seymour joining us. Cy, I remember listening to you on the call in the North Florida game, and there was several trips down the court where you said, these guys are all over Jaden Gardner. He's not getting the calls. He gets beat around last night. He gets beat around in every game. He plays so physical, and his style of play kind of lends him to getting beat up every now and then. But is he, and nobody wants to hear a couple guys on the radio just trashing officials, but, is he getting enough calls? Are they calling him right so far this year, Cy, in your opinion, when it comes to Jaden?
I think last night you had a top crew. I mean, you had Simpson, Sermons, and Adams. That's a top-notch crew, and they're very good at what they do. I think you got to understand when you're in conference play and the guy's 6'10" or 6'11", and you take it into him, you got to be ready for contact back, and he's 6'11" or 6'10", and these guys were all that way. I thought Jaden played hard, tried to play through it, but the officials aren't going to give you much on the road, it's just part of being in basketball, and so you've got to create another way to get open looks, And last night, I'm telling you, that team, that SMU team, goes back to when Larry Brown had them, and they were really strong. This is a high quality basketball team, and I thought, and listen, in the old days, ECU, they would have taken us to the cleaners. That ball game, like I say, I think it was 45-54 with 8 to go. It was a slugfest, and down the stretch they did what they needed to do with I think a little bit higher talent level, and ECU fought as hard as they could. I thought Joe Dooley's staff did a good job, but you now see where we are and what we've got to do.
Cy, Robert on Facebook Live asked about Gardner's injury last night. And I know you're not traveling with the team. You made the call from Greenville. Have you talked to anyone? You know how Jaden's doing today?
Well, Jeff asked Joe in the post game, and Joe said he's okay, which is good. Which is a good sign. They were flying back today and probably practicing this afternoon. I think he's okay, but I'll tell you, he's so tough and he plays so hard. As far as I know, after the game, Joe said he was okay.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's positive news. Talking to Cy Seymour and Cy, Memphis getting a win last night. How about and we talked about USF and Yetna coming back. How about that win last night over Cincinnati? That's going to raise some eyebrows.
Yeah. Well, listen, that was a good South Florida team last year, but you lose the Rookie of the Year or the Player of the Year. I mean, this kid is 6'9" and can go after you, and they're well coached. That's the whole thing about this league. There's not a night off. All these guys are good coaches, and it depends on, do you have that talent level that matches up with this talent level? And Yetna's a tough matchup for anybody, and I really wasn't surprised. I really wasn't surprised that they beat Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati's, like I'm saying, they're in that 4, 5, 6, and if you can push in there, and listen, South Florida can easily end up being fourth. I mean, they can go after those other teams. So that's what I'm saying. If you can push into that level, you've really done something. Wichita State's in that spot. They upset Tulsa, or they didn't upset Tulsa, but they played good enough to win against Tulsa. There's 3 tiers in there, and that middle tier is somewhere ECU can make hay if they're playing well. And Farrakhan's got to be a part of that. You got to have him. I'll tell you who was a bright spot to me. First of all, is Tremont Robinson-White. I thought he played good defensively. I thought he had one of his better games, and I thought he played a good floor game. He had 4 assists and 1 turnover against a very good team. I thought that Baruti had a really good ball game. He's getting better and better. He steps out in his 3. He's playing hard. He's physical, and he's strong. And I think, to me, I really liked the way Luigi DeBow played. I thought he played a good ball game. There are bright spots in our ball club, but there are other people that can even kick it up another notch.
Yeah.
And when they're all together playing it, ECU can be tough. You got to knock. I really believe this. In any league, you got to knock down threes, and on the road, you got to be extremely hot to win.
Pirates are back home, Si, coming up this weekend against James Madison. Now, I don't know how much Joe Dooley talks to his team, looks back at past meetings with teams and what happened recently in the series, but I got to imagine he's going to be reminding his guys, giving up 99 points to James Madison. I don't think the Dukes are going to come in and score 99 this weekend, Si. They're going to make an effort to lock down more on the defensive side of the ball, because that was, I'm sure Dooley, the hair he's got left, he was pulling it out after that game last year with the Dukes.
No doubt about it, and they played really well. It's just one of those games. Now, the key will be they have 2 good guards. Can we defend them? Can we shoot the basketball strong? I think we're in a position to win the ball game. I think this group of kids, they're hungry. They want to win. They do not like that loss the other night, and Joe Dooley is really bringing them along, and the coaching staff. They do a great job of this group, but you got to understand, we're not where SMU is. They have a really high level of talent that they listen, and it goes back to, this was all done 10 years ago when Larry Brown was there. Jankovic was his coach in waiting, making about $900,000 as an assistant coach, and then he came in and the talent level continued. And listen, he's a Joe Dooley. He's a lifer. He's a good basketball coach. So they're a little bit ahead of ECU. ECU's got to work hard, continue to play hard.
Si Seymour joining us. I will be on the call this weekend for some Pirate Hoops, and then on Sunday, he'll be watching our first-place Washington football team take on Seattle. Si, the injury still mounting up. Antonio Gibson has that toe injury. Alex Smith left the game on Sunday, but Washington keeps winning, and good grief, Chase Young took over the game on Sunday against the 49ers side. That kid is unbelievable, and is certainly worth the second overall draft pick that the Washington spent on him.
I watched him, and what I really like about him, he's a leader, and they think he's a leader. What I'm saying is, you got veterans saying, "Okay, we'll do that." I mean, he controls it, and you got to love that about the defensive side of the ball. They're not there offensively. But I'll tell you, if Russell Wilson, you better have your go cap on, because I'm gonna tell you, this kid can run you down.
Yeah,
I think he's the best I've seen in Washington ever.
He is.
I've never seen him.
When he got that ball in his hand, Si, he didn't have great ball security, but there wasn't nobody that was going to take it away from him, so it was all right.
He can outrun him. I mean, he's unbelievable.
It was awesome. We're enjoying watching our.
Have have they called? Has anybody called the any ECU fans or anything? We could beat Russell Wilson. Has the Washington football team called us? Of course.
Call Magazoo. He knows what to do. Yeah, we got some guys that can stop Russell. That's for sure. Si, always enjoy the chat with you, man. I appreciate it. And we only got 2 shows next week. We might try to get you on Monday or Tuesday. If not, I hope you and your family have a Merry Christmas, and we'll certainly talk to you quite a bit coming up in 2021.
You got it, buddy. And surely y'all all have a Merry Christmas, Cliff, and if you call me, I'll be around.
Yes, sir. All right, we appreciate it. There's Si Seymour joining us today on the Fixed NC Live Line. ECU back in action coming up this weekend, taking on James Madison. Shirley, I believe you said ECU women's next game is back on the road. Another conference game coming up for Kim McNeil's team, as they are now 1-0 in league play after their win over SMU. What do they got coming up next?
Yeah, they play again coming up on Saturday at Cincinnati. I do not have a tip-off time for that.
Okay.
And they won't return home for a home game until Tuesday. They will host Tulane on Tuesday.
What time is that game?
I do not have that.
Oh, yeah. You
because
just said
the schedule I had originally has a TBA, so I'm going to have to look that up.
I'm going to make a prediction, Shirley, that we're going to be watching that game Tuesday during Pirate Radio Live. How about that?
I would have to venture to guess.
You say 5 o'clock?
5 o'clock, so hey.
Do you know that, or you're guessing that? I'm guessing. Oh, yeah,
he's
that's
guessing.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right.
I like it.
All right.
All right, let's get a timeout in. When we come back, we will talk to the BMOC, Jeff Nadu, Barstool Sports. He'll join us on the other side. We're back with you after this.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Cliff Godwin. Baseball is back at Clark LeClaire Stadium. We will be hosting several youth camps over the next couple months. All camps will be at Clark LeClaire Stadium, and all camps are open to participants between the ages of 7 and 13. Make sure to check out our camp website at cliffgodwinbaseballcamp.com for all camp details and registration information. And of course, go Pirates!
The best place in Greenville to unwind and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ's is open every day with great food and great drink specials. During the week, stop by for open mic, music on the patio, or sports trivia with me, Clip Rock. The weekends are made for football. Watch every game in college on Saturday, and every Sunday is fun day with the NFL ticket. Follow AJ's on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat to see their features menu and weekly lineup. AJ McMurphy's, Turnberry Square at Bells Fork, and online at ajmcmurphys.com.
Emporium presents A Very Beer Christmas.
'Tis the season to be drinking, fa la 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 la. Jingle beers, jingle all the way. Rocking around the Christmas beer, have a happy holiday.
Give the gift of beer this holiday season. Emporium is offering a special 12 Beers of Christmas box, perfect for any craft beer lover on your list. And the Emporium gift card is always a winner. Christmas cheer awaits you today at Emporium on Dickinson Avenue and on Facebook and Instagram.
This football season, prepare your taste buds for the most iconic sports watching drink of all time, Pepsi. Designed to power even the most passionate of armchair quarterbacks, Pepsi has everything you need to start strong, keep you in the zone, and recover from those triumphant wins.
Before I was just your average football fan, but thanks to Pepsi, I'm a football watching MVP. Nothing can stop me from cheering my team on to victory or overreacting when the ref makes a bad call. What do you mean he wasn't in? That looks like 2 feet to me.
With refreshing deliciousness specially formulated to keep your eye on the ball and mouth-watering fizziness to help you power through game day, Pepsi is the premier football watching beverage.
I used to care when Mike cheered so hard he spilled nacho cheese on my carpet or wiped buffalo sauce on my new couch. But thanks to Pepsi, I'm so in the zone, even Mike can't ruin my football party. See? Don't even care.
So this football season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink made for football watching. Pepsi, that's what I like.
Feliz Navidad.
The time is now to celebrate your holiday fiesta at Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville. Chico's is the perfect place to get all your dear amigos together for some Mexican food and fun this holiday fiesta season. Call Chico's now to make a reservation for any large or small fiesta with all of your amigos. Also, remember to put a smile on your amigos' faces this holiday season with the perfect gift, a Chico's gift card. Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville. Happy holidays from Chico's.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
When you don't have time to go to lunch, let Jimmy John's deliver lunch to you. With Jimmy John's, we can get a freaky fresh sandwich to you freaky fast. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com. Dinner's great. It's one of your top 3 favorite meals. You just don't want to have to make it. Well, with Jimmy John's, you don't have to. Whether you live in a sandwich delivery zone or head into the store, you can always get a freaky fresh sandwich. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com.
This is Coach Blake Carroll, defense coordinator for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's for the best Mexican food and fun in Greenville. Come and enjoy favorites like shrimp tacos, steak and chicken fajitas, burritos, enchiladas, ACP, and more. Follow Chico's on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's for dine-in or to go. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Alrighty, back with you, Pirate Radio Live on a Thursday. We have a 3-hour program coming your way on Friday. Same for next Monday and Tuesday, and then we'll be off for a little while, the remainder of December, and be back with you coming up beginning of January with all new editions of Pirate Radio Live. Got a lot of best ofs cooked up, a lot of football on Pirate Radio as well. We'll have some football for you Saturday night right here on Pirate Radio. Got the SEC Championship, Alabama and Florida, and then, of course, our traditional triple header on Sunday, Shirley Road. So a lot of football on tap this weekend on Pirate Radio. The Golf Shop radio show coming up this Saturday as well, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., and we will check in with Greenie, Mark Greenlag, coming up on the program tomorrow. Mike Mullis, I believe, is going to join us. We'll also talk to Clayton McCullough, former Pirate, now the first base coach of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Also, I'm playing Twitter tag with Mike Wright, as Shirley keeps notifying me that every 3 days I'll get a message from Mike Wright, and we're trying to hook up an interview. Going to try to get him for next Monday or Tuesday. What a year it's been for him. He was playing baseball in the KBO, won a championship, also had a new addition to the family. So we're all going to remember 2020 for a lot of different reasons. He's had a wild one, but can't wait to hear his story, Shirley. Hopefully we can hook up with Mike coming up next Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, let's hope we can get that done. I know because I've been reading the messages. But I know that not only is he dealing with all of that, but when he got back, he was suffering from severe jet lag. Yeah. And so, throw that in with a new addition to the family, and I'm pretty sure there was a night or two where he kind of celebrated with his teammates, and that's a whole lot of no sleeping going on. Absolutely. So I'm sure that he is still trying to kind of get back on track body-wise with his clock. Play with the giant sword. Oh, yeah, you got it. I mean, come on. I mean, if you didn't say by the power of Grayskull at least once while holding that sword, it's just not, what is life? Shout out to He-Man. Yep. And Alec Burleson had to reschedule with us yesterday. Hope to get him on the show soon as well. We'll open up the Pirate Radio Treasure Chest coming up in hour 3 of today's show when Troy D joins me. We'll talk more about ECU's newest chancellor, Philip Rogers. That announcement was made earlier this afternoon. Stephen Igoe said to join us at 4, and joining us right now on Fixed NC Live line is the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu from Barstool Sports. Got the Big Man on Basketball podcast dropping 3 days a week. A new ep coming up on Friday, and we'll talk to him before that right now. Jeff, how you doing, man?
I'm great, Clip. How are you?
Hey, doing all right. And you broke down ECU SMU on Wednesday's pod, and hearing you break that down, Jeff, sounded like you were leaning SMU and the over as well, and ECU was really helping with that over to start the game. That faded very quickly. The Pirates went cold, and SMU was not great offensively last night in Dallas, but Mustangs go ahead and get the win. They win by 15, and ECU never plays well in that building, and thought they were going to shoot well after the start they got off to, Jeff, but as you saw, Pirates went cold.
Yeah, I'm 1-1 back in ECU games this year. Probably my last. They just don't get enough production from other players. And when you looked at the games last year that they played, obviously one game that ECU won, and then another game they got blown out. In both games, one of the big issues was in the game they won, they had 4 double-digit scores. In the other game, I think they had 2. Last night, only had 2 double-digit scores. And the double-digit scorer was Batimba Baruti, who, he's not a starting 5 guy by any means. Tristan Newton didn't do anything. Suggs didn't do anything. Robinson White didn't do anything. You can't have that happen when you're in East Carolina. They really fell apart in the second half. It was ugly to watch.
Baruti is the guy that we were excited about when he came in, and really took him a while to get going. Did not have a great year last year, but has come on this year. He's not going to go 3 for 4 from 3 every night, so you hope you didn't waste his good night from 3, but I think he'll be a decent player for the Pirates this season. And of course, you got to get more from Jaden Gardner. They were hounding him last night. He got beat up pretty good, but he has better nights ahead. Hopefully ECU has better days ahead, as that was their first loss of the season. As we look at tonight, big man, there is a marquee game. Rarely are you going to see Kansas as an underdog this year, I would imagine. They are dogs on the road to Chris Beard's Texas Tech Red Raiders. Red Raiders a 3-point favorite tonight, total sitting at 135.5. We'll talk about some other. Any interest on this headliner tonight, Jeff, before we get to other action?
Not necessarily. I mean, you look at Texas Tech doing what they normally do defensively, number 1 defensive efficiency in the country. But again, when you look at the schedule, I mean, you played 3 Southland teams. You played a team in Troy who can't get out of their own way offensively. Grambling State, they don't do anything offensively. And then Abilene Christian, who just plays really slow and they're not going to be a factor offensively. The only team you played in a step-up, you lost, and that was against Houston by double digits. You only scored 53. The line kind of speaks to me, though, here. Kind of just screams Texas Tech. A lot of public bettors are going to look at this and say, kind of like Duke last night. How's Duke? They're not playing well. I can't bet them on the road. Duke put all their effort into that game last night. They're ready for conference play. And when you look at this game, most people are going to say, "How's Kansas? 3.5 point underdog here." Texas Tech already, they haven't played anyone. But they're at home here. They got a great defense, and I still think Kansas. You look at the last couple of games, they played some teams defensively that aren't very good. This is going to be a game where they're going to have to score the basketball, and lately, it's been easy because they haven't played anybody. But this is a Texas Tech team that makes you work for everything. You look at the matchups last year. They took care of business, but they were both close games. I think Texas Tech gets the better of them. This is not the Kansas team of last year. I think Texas Tech probably wins 67-61, something like that. I'd lean with the Red Raiders.
That's the big one tonight. Also tonight, NC State. They've been off for a while. They're in action against St. Louis. Jeff, kind of big picture-wise, what do you think about Kevin Keats' team this year in the ACC? And also, any thoughts on this matchup tonight? They're 5-point dogs to the Billikens tonight.
Yeah, haven't played in a while, NC State.
I believe, Jeff, I'll add this too real quick. I think I read that they have 9 players available tonight. Look into that, folks. I believe I saw that.
Yeah, I've seen that as well, and that's definitely something. If you're looking to bet this game, you got to know that. This is a team that hasn't played in a couple of weeks as well. They've been kind of off doing their thing, so that's not great when you're playing a team like St. Louis. St. Louis is playing some great basketball right now. When you look at just kind of in the A-10, they could be the favorite right now. They're really solid, really good offensively. One of the better offensive teams you'll find. But this is a big game for them. They haven't really played maybe an opponent this good, maybe outside of LSU, and that game is close. I still have to try to believe in St. Louis defensively. When you look at NC State, haven't played since December 3rd, so basically 14 days. They hadn't played a top 200 team yet. But as you mentioned, you want to see who's playing here. I got a feeling this comes down to guard play, and maybe it's a higher scoring game than people might think. But I got to tell you, I kind of lean NC State. St. Louis is kind of still, I think, going to have to find something defensively. We'll see if they can handle a pretty good guard lineup for Kevin Keats and some pressure that they're going to put on.
And quickly, Jeff, are they a factor at all in the ACC this year with Kevin Keats, or is it still down the road a little bit?
Yeah, I don't think. I think everyone's a factor in the ACC this year. No one has really, at least so far, shown me that they're good enough to win. I mean, UNC's down, Duke's been down, Virginia's not played great. I think they'll get it figured out as the season goes on. But yeah, I don't think a team like NC State or Clemson or Virginia Tech or something like that. I mean, if they could continue to pressure teams like they have, I mean, NC State pulverized every opponent they played. St. Louis better be prepared here because he's going to press. He's going to pressure you. They don't make mistakes, and that's something that when you're playing a team like NC State, they turn you over badly, and they're not going to feed into mistakes and make them either. I just hope free throw percentage doesn't come back to hurt NC State tonight. This is not a group that has shot the ball real well from the line, but this game probably comes down to the wire. I would lean NC State here.
Jeff Nadu joining us, Barstool Sports big man on basketball. Make sure you are subscribed. Download that podcast. New app dropping on Friday. Jeff, a lot of teams are struggling to just get games in. Not only has Marquette played a ton of games, they've played a ton of quality opponents. And I knew it off the top of my head. Now I'm looking it up. Coming off a win over top 10 Creighton, they lost to UCLA. They beat ranked Wisconsin by 2, lost to Oklahoma State. They have played some tough competition. Seems like every night they're in, and their line is like somewhere between 0 and 3-4 points. That is the same tonight as they take on Seton Hall. Again, Wojo's guys battle tested. What do you think about the Pirates and Eagles tonight?
Yeah, this one was tough. I didn't have much thought on it. It kind of seems like it'll come down to the final possession.
Yeah.
But you look at last season. I mean, Seton Hall did a really nice job against Marquette. They won both games. Marquette never really could get much going offensively against that Seton Hall defense. This year it's a little different, though. Seton Hall looks a little different. This should be a fun battle down low. You got Mamukelashvili on one side, who's been unbelievable, and then you have some really good bigs defensively from Marquette. I'll be honest, Clip, I do kind of like the guard play a little bit more for Seton Hall. They're still without Bryce Aiken, but Shavar Reynolds has done a nice job. Takai Molson's done a nice job. Some of the length that Seton Hall has, I think it could maybe bother Marquette a little bit, but this game comes down to the wire. I feel like Mamukelashvili might be the difference, though. I think he's the best player on the court. I like the depth that Seton Hall have. All their guys can defend at a high level. I would lean the dog here. I think it comes down to the wire. But all three games we talked about are tough.
Yeah, and should be fun games to watch. St. Joe's Drexel tonight as well. San Francisco's already pulled one big upset this year. They take on Oregon. Anything we haven't discussed, Jeff, that you like tonight?
Yeah, it's a small card, as we know. You only have, maybe 20 games or so on the card. It's not crazy deep. I kind of like Bryant Clip coming up here at the top of the hour, 4:00. We get a couple of minutes till that one gets started at 10 or so minutes. These two teams, Clip, playing the NEC. The NEC is playing a back-to-back season.
I was going to say, Jeff, I know that's your squad. I know you won with them yesterday. They're playing again, like, in a few minutes here?
What they're doing this year in the NEC to cut down on travel is you play conference opponents twice.
Yeah.
They're doing them back-to-back.
Nice.
So you basically have Bryant Wagner. I played Bryant yesterday, got the win. I watched the entire game on a shoddy camera feed, but it was fine. Bryant is a team clip. They play one of the fastest paces in the country. They shoot a ton of threes. They're really good offensively. And they play a zone, which whenever you play Wagner, their coach, Bashir Mason, he's usually kind of up and down. He doesn't really want to have teams that, they don't shoot the ball real well. Wagner didn't shoot the ball real well yesterday. You look at the game, though. Wagner hung in the game because they had 24 offensive rebounds. It was just one of those games where they got every 50-50 ball. They didn't shoot the ball well, though. I think this game's a little bit more normal. I don't think they get 24 offensive rebounds today. I don't think they get to every 50-50 ball. And I don't think Bryant turns the ball over 14 times. One of their better players, Charles Pride, didn't play real well yesterday. Today you only have to lay 7.5. I think it's a fair price. I think Bryant's a way better team. Last year they played. Bryant won both games by 21. They won the game by 12 yesterday, even playing poorly. So I'm going to come right back. I'm actually going to have their coach on my show soon.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
a big fan of this team.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to talking to him.
Yeah, you mentioned him earlier in the week, and you're on him here a couple of days during the week. Jeff, while we got you here, let's talk Thursday night football. God bless you if you can figure out these teams, the Chargers and the Raiders. Raiders, a 3.5-point favorite tonight. Total is 51.5. Any interest in the Thursday nighter coming up tonight?
Yeah, I don't. I don't really. It's just two kind of Jekyll and Hyde teams.
Yeah.
I don't know what Henry Ruggs isn't going to play. It looks like. I just don't play Charger games. They're always like really close, and I don't really want to get involved. The Raiders defensively are very good, as we know. They've got players out, from what I understand. So, yeah, I'm going to pass on this one. I'll wait for Sunday. These Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday games. Sometimes there's value. Where it just kind of jumps out to me. But Clip, I'm kind of, outside of college basketball, I'm spending my time on the NFL on Sundays, and I'm preparing for the NBA, which starts in 5 days, which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, quick turnaround. Jeff, we will talk to you one day next week before we kind of wrap up shop here live for the rest of 2020, but we will check in with you next week, and we'll talk a little NBA, college hoops, NFL, everything else. And folks also need to make sure they're following you on Twitter at Jeff Nadu, and also check out the pod, Big Man on Basketball. Another ep dropping on Friday, right?
Yeah, we do, and I want to really quickly tell you all about my co-host, Ryan. He's
dude is on fire right now.
Yeah, he is. He's been my best friend since we were kids, and I brought him into the show, and I told him, look, just let it ride, see how it goes, and he's done a great job. He's 8-0 to start the season, going for another winner later. So go check him out. Dia18 on Twitter. Go check him out. He's doing his thing, Clip. So we gotta let it ride.
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
Oh, Clip,
yeah,
real quick. One other thing. On Monday, I'm very excited. I'm interviewing him tomorrow. I got the one and only Hot Sauce from the AM1 mixtape tour. Grew up on Hot Sauce. I'm interviewing him on Friday. Gonna have him on the show on Monday. So I'm looking forward to that.
Hot Sizzle, my godson. Man, I used to love. I saw you tweet about it this week, last week, whatever. Those marathon and one mixtape days they would show on ESPN or in the afternoons was just awesome.
I do believe, Clip, and I'm going to say this now on your show. Think about what I'm about to say. I think Hot Sauce truly belongs in the Hall of Fame, and I mean that. I think he's done more for basketball, for a lot of young kids that are now professionals and basketball players than we really know.
Well, I mean, it's not the College Basketball Hall of Fame or the NBA Hall of Fame. I mean, it is the Basketball Hall of Fame. And if you want to talk about contributions and influence and things like that, there's got to be some Globetrotters in there, Jeff, right? Curly Neal, maybe, and put some put some and one guys in there. Yeah.
Well, we're going to definitely start the Hall of Fame talk. I truly believe him and Skip DeMailou. I think they both belong in there.
Yeah,
there were some really great shows here, so.
Dude, yeah, that's great, man. What a get. I'm looking forward to hearing that. Jeff, good to talk with you, man. Have a great weekend. We'll talk again soon.
Thanks, Clip.
All right, Big Man on Campus, Jeff Nadu with some big-time guests coming up on the Big Man on Basketball podcast. Appreciate Nadu joining us throughout 2020. We'll talk to him maybe one more time this year and certainly in 2021. Something I saw just a moment ago as I was talking to Jeff. Trivia, see if you can figure out this riddle, Chandler. There's a stadium that is expected to be condemned and shut down operations indefinitely that has seen the best collection of NFL players ever since the 80s?
Is it the what's this in Birmingham?
No, what are you talking about?
Where they used to play the Iron Bowl,
like the Senior Bowl stuff, and down there.
Yeah,
well,
Mobile.
It is Aloha Stadium where they had the Pro Bowl. Also, of course, ECU.
Now, when you talk about great players, are you talking about Chris Johnson, Ben Hartman, Patrick Pinkney?
Yes, but also all the guys that played in the Pro Bowl for all those years in Aloha Stadium. But ECU knocked off Boise State in that stadium. Hawaii has put up a ton of points in that stadium, and of course it housed the Pro Bowl forever. But Aloha Stadium expected to be condemned and shut down operations indefinitely. So if there's any ECU memorabilia there from their Hawaii Bowl trip, make sure you get it out before they tear the whole place down. So just saw that news come across on Twitter. All right, we'll take a time out. News of the day, Philip Rogers named ECU Chancellor. We'll briefly get Igoe's thoughts on that if he has any. We'll talk about National Signing Day yesterday. We'll make some picks. All is right with the world again. I am terrible. And Igoe all of a sudden is good again at picking games. We'll talk some Pirate Hoops as well. And is Igoe still alive in the fantasy playoffs? I am with a couple of teams. It is semi-final week in fantasy football. A lot going on, a lot to discuss in hour 2 with Stephen Igoe, and we'll do it after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Cadillac. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Merry Christmas from the Brown & Wood family. They have amazing deals going on in December, like the Cadillac Escalade has savings over $17,000 off. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Your CBD store in Greenville has the highest quality CBD products in the country. Your CBD store is the first and only brand that carries USDA certified organic products such as gummies, honey sticks, and high absorption water soluble liquids, which are all made in the United States. They even offer products for your pet. The educated staff will help you answer any questions, and you can stop in anytime to get a free sample. Your CBD store, locally owned and operated, open Monday through Saturday 10 to 6, right beside Duck Donuts in Greenville.
Cold weather is here, and some families in our area need help to stay warm. Greenville Utilities' Neighbor to Neighbor program provides help for those who need temporary assistance with their heating costs. You can make a difference. Your tax-deductible donation can be added to your GUC bill each month, or you can make a one-time donation. And GUC matches all donations up to $20,000 each year. Consider helping a neighbor stay warm this winter with GUC's Neighbor to Neighbor program. For more information, call 752-7166 or visit GUC.com.
This is Stephen Igoe, publisher of HoistTheColors.net. Recruiting is the lifeblood of any college sports program, and no one devotes more coverage to the future of ECU athletics than Hoist the Colors. Want to know who's going to be the next Holton Ahlers or Jaden Gardner? We've got all the inside scoop on the Pirates' most talented recruits and top targets 24/7. Sign up now and get your first month of coverage for a single $1. HoistTheColors.net, the most reliable reporting on ECU athletics.
The Shine Factory of Greenville is excited to announce their new mini detail stations are now available at each vacuum station. That's right, after you get the outside of your vehicle cleaned, you can now detail the inside of it with free air freshener, leather cleaner, and tire shine. Join the Shine Factory's Unlimited Wash Club for as low as $20 a month and free mini detail services after every wash. The Shine Factory, where customer service is always number one. The Shine Factory, open daily from 7 a.m. until 9 p.m. on Memorial Drive across from Lowe's.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports and in Chocowinity next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ron Ayers Motorsports. It will guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Town Insurance is your premier independent insurance agency for maximizing opportunities to minimizing risk. Town's insurance advisors offer expert professional advice to clients of all sizes. For personal or business insurance questions, call 756-8300 today. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Broad.
Alrighty, thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Welcome back into the program, Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Got Troy D coming up in Hour 3. Got the Treasure Chest opening up in Hour 3 of today's show. Stephen Igoe is here. We were having an old man conversation. I'm old. My daughter's getting old. Igoe, still a youngster, wearing a hand-me-down shirt today from Pirate Radio.
Yeah, nice hand-me-down shirt.
51st State.
Picked it up at Goodwill.
Wait, somebody got rid of it?
Yep.
No way. Never.
It's got a few stains on it, but we'll be all right.
Nobody's ever gotten rid of a Pirate Radio shirt.
Never.
Chandler, it reminded me of a conversation we were having the other day. Igoe talked about how much technology has changed, and it changes fast over the time. We were watching those old NFL primetime episodes from 1996, and a commercial came on, and it was Deion Sanders, and the guy was like, "Primetime, what's up, man?" And Deion was going to buy something, and Deion was writing a check, and the guy said, "I'm going to need to see some ID." I was like, "What?" And it was like, "The brand new Visa check card." And they explained what it was, because you didn't know then. You don't have to waste time writing checks anymore. You just slide this card. It was like a tutorial on how to use a check card. And that was 1996, which I guess is a long time ago. But Chandler was watching that like, oh my God. Y'all used to live in the Stone Ages back then. So anyway, that's a conversation we were having a moment ago.
Cool, neat story. We were also talking about the BlackBerry days when the BlackBerry phone first came out and how cool that was at the time, and now looking back at it, how whack it is.
Whack.
Cool, neat story.
Thank you, Jeff. I never had a BlackBerry.
Wow, what a loser.
My first phone I used was my mom's, let me use their bag phone.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had a Zach Morris-ish one. They had the big box cell phones. But my first personal one was probably the Nokia. Remember those?
Right.
Kind of skinny, blocks, I guess. But that's the first phone I can recall.
First phone I ever had was in middle school. I think I got it in 8th grade. It was the LG Scoop. the one that you just like slide up.
Oh yeah, you slide it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the keyboard was there. Man, I thought I was something when I got that.
BlackBerries were hot for like a year or two.
Yeah,
though, right?
they were the thing for
you
like
had to have one.
What came first, the Razr flip phone or the BlackBerry? Because the Razr flip phone was
popular.
That was popular.
Everyone had that, and that was like, if you didn't have a Razr, you were a loser.
So were you a winner or a loser?
I was a loser for a bit until I got the Razr, and then I was the most popular kid in school. But then the Razr 2 came out, and then you had to get the Razr 2.
And you just got to keep buying more and more crap.
That's how it works.
And it's still that way today.
Yep.
All right, Igoe, where to begin? Hoops or football? Your call.
Let's go hoops.
All right, ECU falls last night, first loss of the season, 70-55 against SMU. Pirates got off to a red hot start. The first 5, 6, 7, whatever minutes of the game, were you thinking, you know what, we're the real deal. We're going to go in, we're going to win this game, be 6-0, or were you thinking, all right, the run's coming eventually for SMU?
Yeah, I mean,
because honestly, I was really hyped up after that run they went on to start the game.
When they got up 11-2, I was like, I mean, you have to kind of think, okay, are they about to do this? But then, I knew in the back of my mind that SMU was not playing anywhere near its capability, and ECU was hitting a bunch of tough, long twos, and then it seemed like they used all their tough mid-range jumpers in that first 5 minutes because they couldn't hit anything after that. Yep. They were pretty good from three, but they missed so many shots inside the arc. They weren't good from the free throw line in their limited attempts. It was kind of a weird game to watch. I don't know. They just never really got into a flow. Jaden didn't have one of his best nights. But you look at the stats at the end of the game, and they were pretty even on both sides. And somehow SMU won by 15. They hit a couple more threes.
ECU didn't attempt a lot. They were 38%, which is what they are shooting for the year, right? Yeah. Around there, 6 for 16
from three,
which isn't terrible.
No, I mean they
shoot a few more.
They shot good from three. The problem was they didn't get to the line enough, and they didn't convert.
Yeah,
and they gave up, I think, 18 second chance points. I don't know off the top of my head, but
hand.
But that was an issue too because there was a few sequences where SMU just killed them on the offensive glass. And it wasn't over the course of a bunch of different possessions. It was 2 or 3 sequences when ECU was trying to make a run and they just would allow SMU to get a chippy. That one where J.J. Miles had the guy boxed out and the ball hit and bounced 3 times and nobody ran to it and the SMU guy just ran it down the corner and drilled a 3. That was a back-breaking play. I think they had chipped it to single digits, and maybe that kind of expanded it back to a comfortable lead.
I complain about officiating. When I'm in Minji's, I'll get angry at times and yell at the refs and get a little anger out.
Right.
But, and kind of a two-parter here. I thought last night, Seymour talked about it too, the officials, they let them play.
Yeah.
And pretty SMU is a big, well, they're a long team. I mean, how many block shots did they have on jumpers and things like that? I will say, ever since I mentioned that Jaden Gardner is getting calls like a star in non-conference, that has come to a stop. Mm-hmm. I remember Cy was complaining about it, listening to the North Florida game, and I asked Cy about it. I'll ask you. You've watched every game I go. How do you think he's being called this year? Is he because he gets hacked, but he also initiates contact, so kind of tough for an official at times.
It is. It's tough. I feel watching last night's game, I don't feel like there was anything super egregious. There was 2 or 3 plays that they missed. But, that's going to happen. It's basketball. There was one right under the basket where he got hammered, and it was the ref across the court that had to call it. The ref in front of him didn't, which was kind of odd. But, I still don't think he's getting the most favorable whistle. If he played for Memphis or Houston, I feel like he'd be getting a more favorable whistle. But I don't think it's anything as egregious as the refs are out to get ECU. Now, ECU too has to learn how to play without fouling. They make some really stupid fouls, and they do get some bad calls. But in that first half, you had some really dumb fouls that put ECU in foul trouble, and they have to find a way to play physical without picking up those chippy fouls because it was 11-4 at halftime. in terms of fouls for SMU compared to ECU.
I remember one specific, I don't know if it's first, second half, they had a great defensive possession going, and SMU's working the ball around, and Brandon Suggs reaches in, and where you didn't really need to do that, and the clock's getting lower, and just, play defense, and like you said, know when to be aggressive, know when to not play without fouling. It's going to be a key.
And part of that, too, SMU is just more athletic than ECU. They jump higher, they're a step quicker. I mean, them and Memphis are the most athletic teams in the league. They're very similar. They both can go kind of 5 in, 5 out in terms of, put all their bigs on the wing. And they're a really good matchup from their point of view for Jaden, because Farron Hunt and Ethan Chargois, however you pronounce his name, they're both long and athletic, and they can guard Jaden, and he's always kind of struggled with their athleticism. So
Jaden hit that early, and you kind of referenced it, I think. The long two, catch and shoot, buried it. And then later in the game, I remember him trying to shoot a jump shot over that dude, and it just got swatted. And they had a number of swats. One guy almost cuffed one last night.
It was the first game he was eligible. Anai from Oklahoma State. I think he had 3 or 4 blocks in like 14 minutes, and that was after the NCAA just made everyone eligible. So, they're pretty loaded, man. I mean, they have all the elements of NCAA tournament team. I mean, their point guard.
Yeah, he's tough.
He's a beast. I don't know how TCU let him get away, Kendrick Davis, because he's a problem, and he looks like an NBA level point guard.
That head fake, draw the defender in, hit the shot, get fouled. I mean, you saw it coming, but it was like, wow, it was
an amazing play.
Yeah.
And then some people were on Tyree Jackson for jumping into him. I'm like, man, you know how hard it is to play defense on a guy that quick and not get faked into the air. And there's another play too where Charles Coleman, a 7-footer, the guy drove into the lane and Charles just jumped right into him. Man, if you're 7 foot, you have to you can't jump into him. You got to keep your feet. And I don't know, they still have a lot to learn as a basketball team, but they played arguably one of their toughest road games of the season right out of the gate in conference play.
Well, I love them on Saturday, Igoe. Not only are they coming off their first loss, they're playing a team that put up 99 on them last year. How much do you think Joe Dooley is going to remind them of that the next couple of days?
I'd say if they're not fired up to play Saturday's game, then something's wrong. I mean, that was a pretty embarrassing game, and that JMU team went like 8-21, and their coach got fired. So they're a much different team. They hired the coach from Georgia Southern, Mark Byington.
There's no way you said his first or last name right.
Mark Byington. Mike Byington.
Mikey Barrington.
He had a solid program at Georgia Southern, so we'll see. They also haven't played in forever because of COVID. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but that's a game ECU needs to take care of business in. I'm interested to see how they play Jaden Gardner because he took that nasty fall last night.
Yeah.
And he looked like he was in tears. I know Joe Dooley said after the game that it was a bruise or whatnot, but it did not look good at the time.
Mark Byington.
That's what I said.
You said it. You just said it. Mark Byington.
Mark Byington.
Mark Byington. All right. ECU, JMU Saturday. And as we were talking about it earlier, as John Moody pointed out, how about clear your schedule for Tuesday? Women's hoops at noon. And then ECU Tulane at 3:30. Is that right?
That is right.
Wow. That's a fun afternoon of basketball coming up.
There are so many afternoon games on the American slate now. I did the math today. They announced the start times for the rest of the American games, and only 6 of 19 start at 7 p.m. or later.
Oh, but we do have a 9 o'clocker.
Yeah, 9 o'clocker. UCF March 4th.
ECU's playing at 3:30, 5 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Like, what happened to the traditional 7 p.m. tip-off?
They have like 3 7 p.m. tips all year.
Wow. So, when is that UCF game? What month is that?
March 4th.
March 4th. By then, we'll have full attendance, Igoe. So.
Yeah, that'll be ECU will be fighting for an at-large bid.
Either that or everybody at the arena has to leave at halftime due to a curfew.
That's true, too, yeah. Now, that would be interesting.
We're going to have to pick up the rest of this game tomorrow morning. We all have to leave the premises. All right, so there's ECU hoops. Shout out to the women picking up a win yesterday.
Big win. I watched from the third quarter on. It was.
How about that dagger shot? at the end of the game.
Yeah, it was DeCosta, right, who hit it?
I don't know. Shirley said it was Maddie Moore.
No, it wasn't.
Maddie.
It was Sierra DeCosta that
Okay.
hit the three,
All right.
and then Tiara Chambers,
Chambers
sealed it
is
with
my
a couple
favorite.
of free throws at the end.
I like her size. She's my pick to click.
It was a big shot. I mean, they were struggling offensively for the entire game to the fourth quarter.
Great
really.
ball movement. Got the open look.
Sent you a nice text during the game, and then they turned it on from there.
That was classic. We did that here in the studio too. Like, boy, this team's awful. You know. And now after the game, extend Kim McNeil.
Right.
We're just being fans.
That's how it works. You know, I write a nice article on how the stage isn't too big for Noah Farrakhan, and he comes.
Oh yeah, I mentioned that with Cy.
The SMU game didn't look comfortable.
Was it his first possession? It was the first time I noticed him in the game. I saw it coming from a mile away. He was almost dribbling cocky.
Yep.
He was between the legs.
First possession.
Head maybe shaking a little bit. What happens? Ball gets taken away from him. Dude makes goaltending layup on the other end, and it was like you saw it coming.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got kind of hyped for a second, like, Noah's ready for this challenge. And then it was like, oh, yeah, he's a freshman. He doesn't know what he's up against right now.
Because he was being guarded by Kendrick Davis.
Yeah.
And Davis was like, welcome to the AAC. Pick your pocket. It was a nice block attempt. I mean, he showed his athleticism and speed. But, yeah, that's just something he'll have to learn. I mean, he'll be fine. I mean, he's a freshman. Yeah. There's going to be ups and downs.
All right, Stephen Igoe from Hoist the Colors hanging out. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll talk ECU National Signing Day, maybe a little NFL. We got to make some picks as well coming up in this hour. More to go with Igoe on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Hey parents, are you racking your brain of what to do for your child's next birthday party? Do you need help with after-school care and homework assistance? This is Ashley from the Warrior Zone, Greenville's first ever and only Ninja Warrior training facility. Our authentic Ninja Warrior training facility is the perfect place for birthday parties, team building, youth group nights, and after-school care. Our motto at the Warrior Zone is where community, fun, and fitness collide. What are you waiting for? The Warrior Zone, Old Tar Road next to Planton C, and warriorzone.ninja.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
The new Pirates Cove Car Wash and Haviland Express Lube on Glen Burnie Road in New Bern is now open. Pirates Cove in New Bern is offering Fast Passes for $9.99 for new Fast Pass customers. You can visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and on East 10th Street. And have you heard? Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
The holiday season is upon us, and have you been naughty or nice this season? Well, it doesn't matter at the Naughty Life, because no matter who you are, you can find the perfect gift for anyone. This holiday season, stroll the new and improved streets of downtown Washington. Be sure to visit the Naughty Life for the latest Yeti products, signs, clothing, home decor, and many other unique gift items. Plus, their gift wrapping is fantastic, and my favorite, it's free. The Naughty Life on Main Street in downtown Washington.
Did you know time spent outdoors can help improve your children's health and bring balance to their life? The Outdoor Heritage Advisory Council invites you to join the Patch program. This program is for any child under the age of 16 and includes activities like fishing, hunting, and hiking. These are just one of the many ways you can earn the exclusive patches from the Outdoor Heritage Council. For more information on how to sign up and get your adventure started, visit outdoorheritage.nc.gov.
At Parker's Barbecue, our family has been serving your family for 3 generations.
For that, we say thank you. Blessing families every Thursday. Kids eat free all day. That's the Parker's way.
Legendary food served from our 3 locations. Always quick, always delicious. That's the Parker's way.
At Parker's, our mission is to impact our customers through Christ-like service in a way that feeds them both physically and spiritually. That is the Parker's way.
Been pulled over for speeding and written a ticket? Then you need to call O'Neill's Speedometer Service in Greenville. O'Neill's can calibrate all vehicles for speeding tickets. All-wheel drives, no problem. 18-wheelers, no problem. Motorcycles, no problem. O'Neill's can also repair instrument gauges that have stopped working. Whether you drive a Ford or GMC, Greenville's trusted speedometer shop for over 30 years is O'Neill's. Call today for repairs or calibration work at 756-5050. O'Neill's Speedometer Service. Go Pirates.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bells Fork, or greenvilleautoworld.net.
While other folks come and go, Greenville Pool & Supply has been your local pool store in Greenville and Eastern North Carolina for over 40 years. Are you finding yourself spending more time at home than ever before? If so, turn your backyard into a vacation destination. Greenville Pool has pools for any size backyard. Choose from the very popular fiberglass, classic vinyl, or custom concrete. If you order your pool now, it can be in by this spring. If you're ready for a pool, contact the pros at Greenville Pool & Supply.
This is former ECU baseball player and mayor of Greenville, PJ Connolly, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. UBE has been an ECU tradition for over 50 years. You can shop online anytime at pirateware.com. UBE has the biggest and best selection of ECU sportswear and accessories for pirates of all ages. Every day is game day at UBE. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, during the break, Igoe, I do a lot of thinking. I thought of a article for you, Hoist the Colors, when you get to a dead, kind of a dead period.
What's that?
I don't know how to title it. Most random ECU season, or for a player. 1 year wonder kind of sounds like but that has a negative connotation to it a little bit.
Yeah, but it's fair in a lot of cases.
I was thinking
Holy ornaments.
Maybe holy ornaments. Where did this guy come from? Maybe you could do it on Christmas Day. Nate Harvey.
Nate Harvey's definitely number
How
one.
random was that season and his performance? But there's got to be other guys, if you sit and think about it, that had like out of nowhere awesome 1 year, awesome years at ECU, you know? So something to think about.
I mean, that's Nate Harvey's definitely number one. Cam Worthy, his senior year, like he came out of nowhere. He was a walk-on transfer that barely played the year prior, and then he just was unstoppable on deep balls.
We knew about Chris Johnson, but his senior year, nobody expected him to do what he did and to shoot all the way up to a first-round draft pick. I don't know if that's a good example, but something I thought about too. So here's an idea for you.
I like that idea, though. It's good.
Would Tate Cooper be one? I mean,
he had 2 really good years.
Yeah.
I mean, but he definitely came out like nobody expected much from Tate Cooper. He was.
If he didn't do it his second year, yes, but he was solid his 2 years here, right?
Yeah, he was a 1,000-yard rusher both years, and he was a JUCO quarterback that was like signed at the last minute on signing day. Lincoln Riley called him and was like, "Hey, we got a scholarship because 2 or 3 running backs had fallen through. Do you want it?" He came here, and he was really good randomly. Like nobody expected Tate Cooper to be the guy, but he was really good.
All right.
So I mean, that's a good example. Nate Harvey is definitely number one, though. Like, I mean, you can't go from 5th string walk-on running back to linebacker. A lot of people forgot he not only moved to defensive end, he moved to linebacker first that spring and then defensive end in the fall. And then he was just unstoppable.
If I recall, like we have you on throughout the year. So we're talking through spring ball and through the boring summer. And I don't know if his name ever came up. And I just remember talking to you like in August before that. And you were like, I'm hearing a lot about this Nate Harvey guy. I was like, He's not on my sheet here. Who is Nate Harvey? And
well, Blackwell kept bringing him up. He was like, "This Nate Harvey guy, man, like he's unstoppable off the edge." I'm like, I thought he was a running back. Like, what are you talking about?
This Blackwell guy doesn't know who he's talking about.
I'm like, this is a terrible hire. But no,
he did.
He kept talking about him, and like when I would go out there to practice, he would just be flying off the edge and making plays. You know, but you always hear that stuff, and those guys fade away. Like, how many times have we heard about like Chris Love and Terrell Green during the spring, and then they never did anything?
Well, usually that's me talking about him.
We hear about him, but and Nate Harvey, like the first game of the year, was just making plays, and it was like, okay, this guy's pretty dang good.
Hey, what about this guy? Quate Smeyer.
Quate Smeyer? He would be a no-game wonder.
He would definitely be a recruiting.
Igoe's written that article 8 times. Like, where are these guys?
What the heck happened to these guys?
Yeah. All right.
Do an updated version every year.
Yeah, let's bring it back. National Signing Day. The signing period began on Wednesday, and Igoe ECU bringing in a new crop of talent. And let's start with the tight end position. So let's play tight end roulette here. Let's go back to Scotty Moe, sees the kid from South Central, Jeremy Lewis, and sees that he's an impact defensive guy. Also had a ton of highlights, kind of a throw it up, win one-on-one battles, catch the ball. So he can do a little bit of everything. He's brought in as a defensive player. Mike Houston and his staff come in, see that Anthony Watley's the only tight end, I believe, on the roster, and say, hey, we need somebody over there. Let's get this Lewis kid. He can catch the ball. So Jeremy Lewis goes, recruited as a defensive player, moves to tight end. Now, is he moving back to the defensive side of the ball?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. I mean, Coach Houston said that he will get a look on defense this spring. Sounds like he'll play their defensive end, a rush linebacker. It depends on how well he kind of plays in space for linebacker versus his hand in the dirt. But, I mean, I think watching him in high school, that was kind of his natural position. I watched him play twice in full games, and I think he was solid as a receiver. But he had to bulk up and make the move to tight end. He would have had to bulk up to play D-line at this level, too. So he's added about 15 pounds since he first got here. He's 230-ish now. I think it's a good move, particularly from the standpoint, at least let him see what he has over there. He wants to play defense, it sounds like. And at tight end now, you've got 5 scholarship guys, even without him, and that's enough. That's what they want.
Does that number include Travion Freshwater, who did the opposite, came in as a defensive guy, now moving to tight end? You also have Shane Calhoun, Zach Bird on the roster.
Correct.
And
Ryan Jones.
Now you bring in Ryan Jones and the freshman from yesterday, whose name, of course, is
Jacob Coleman.
Yes, that, of course, is his name. Everybody knows that. 5 in the room now, Igoe, and who's going to step up? It seems like Mike Houston thinks Ryan Jones will be kind of ready to go from day one, although he hadn't played tight end in a long time, right?
He's never played tight end.
Okay, that would be a very long time.
Well, he played he was more of an outside receiver.
Kind of like Lewis. I mean, was Lewis a tight end at South Central or
no,
receiver?
He was a receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, he was never really utilized as a tight end.
Yeah.
But Jones, I mean, he'll play tight end, but I almost see him
inside receiver,
like a hybrid. Like, he's a good enough athlete to where you can move him all over the place. So, I mean, he'll be in the tight end room and the inside receiver room, but it's the same room with Fontel Mines. They all meet together. So, I don't know if he's going to be like the traditional lineup on the end of the line, attached tight end, or a split out tight end. It just depends on how he does, what type of shape he comes in. I mean, I think based off what they have on the roster, what they have coming in, I mean, the 3 tight ends you're probably going to count on are Shane Calhoun, who started every game as a true freshman without even having an offseason, Ryan Jones, and Zach Bird. Freshwater, I mean, he's a wild card. We'll see what happens there. He's got a lot of developing to do. And then Coleman, he's pretty raw. I mean, he's same type of deal. He played linebacker / receiver in high school, so he's got to learn the position. Now, he's a freak athlete, and he can come in and be ready to roll, but more than likely you're depending on those 3 guys we just talked about as actually playing.
Roger Vincent, who knows a thing or two about South Central football, and also Jeremy Lewis, said Jeremy had some schools offer him at linebacker. And again, he was brought in. He was brought in as an end, I guess, first?
Yeah, he was like a defensive end outside linebacker type.
Right.
Yeah, I know UNC offered him. They saw him as a defensive player for sure. I think they saw him as like a stand-up inside linebacker almost, which I think he's almost too big for that in terms of his height and style. But he did most of his offers were for defense.
Chad says, "Can you give me a spelling on Quante Schmeier?"
Quate Schmeier.
I think he should just spell it like that.
Yeah, that's fine, Chad. You did well enough. He said, "I know I'm misspelling it there. Would really like to look him up and see what he's up to today."
Quate Schmeier, Q-U-A-T.
It's a new segment called the Spelling Bee.
Is Quate.
Shirley gave it to him.
And then Schmeier, S-M-Y-R-E.
Quate Schmeier. Josh kind of
Schmeier.
He might have added an N to it. He definitely Schmeier. Threw a CH or something in there as well. All right, Igoe, when is your... I'm talking so loud. I caught myself doing that yesterday, and I just caught myself doing it again. When is your signing day superlatives article coming out?
My signing day superlatives article is coming out on Saturday. Because, Clip, this early sign-up period runs from Wednesday through Friday.
Oh.
I don't want to...
Oh.
Gotcha.
So, we got more coming.
I mean, not...
Mike Houston did...
There's more?
But wait, there's more. We'll get to that in a moment. So, the superlative article, one of my favorites of the year, is coming out on Saturday.
There's a very strong candidate right now for the Lucas Thompson Best Disappearing Actor Award. Very strong.
Ooh. Okay, that was going to go to one of my questions. Mm-hmm. Did something happen yesterday you weren't expecting from a positive or negative standpoint? A guy you thought would sign didn't. A guy you didn't know was going to sign did.
No, I mean, everybody that we expected to sign did, except for Javonte Sherman out of Valdosta, Georgia, who is at a program. Did you ever watch the MTV Two-A-Days show?
No, I don't believe so.
The Hoover High School coach, his name was Rush Probst, I believe is how you pronounce it.
Jeff Probst. He's the host of Survivor.
Either way, all right. Anyways, long story short. Shirt.
Long sleeve shirt. Quate Schmeier.
Schmeier.
Long story short, I don't know exactly what's going on there, but there's something sketchy.
No.
He was supposed to sign.
Sketchball.
He did not sign. I texted him yesterday morning. I said, "Hey, you still plan to sign today?" He said, "Yeah, I'm signing at 10:30 a.m." That came and went. He never signed. I texted him again later, "Hey, you still planning to sign today?"
He said, "Leave me alone."
I know, Ico. Leave the kid alone.
He never responded. I mean, if you're going to say you're going to sign at 10:30, sign at 10:30.
Are you the only person talking to this kid? Like, has Mike Houston talked to him lately?
The staff expected him to sign. And he did not sign. He never sent any paperwork. And
Mike Houston's texting you, "Steven, have you talked to this kid? We need him to sign."
And then he never responded, but then he tweeted out late last night, "I'm focused on winning a state championship right now." Then he deleted the tweet. By the way, they play Buford on Friday. They're going to get absolutely smacked. They have no shot at winning a state championship.
How do you know? What is wrong with you?
I'm telling you, man. There's something sketchy going on here. Okay. I'm just calling it like I see it.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to sign for whatever reason. I don't know why. He won't respond.
So, long story short. Do you think he will end up signing somewhere else?
If I had to put money on it, yeah. I mean, if he's been committed to ECU since April or May.
That is strange.
Why? He's been committed this whole time. Why would you not sign?
Somebody came and snaked him.
Somebody's coming in,
nutcracker.
be in his ear, but I mean, nothing has changed on ECU's end since he committed. So if he's looking for a bigger offer, whatever. I mean, he's a really talented receiver, but I don't know. I mean, I just feel like what he's doing does not jive well with what the staff's culture is.
Wow. So it's probably Auburn basketball. Is that the team that takes all our guys? Who's this?
That's Ole Miss basketball.
Ole Miss, yeah.
Ole Miss offers every single Joe Dooley recruit.
That would have been great if I got the right school. All right, so Sherman is a Lucas Thompson disappearing act candidate right now.
He's the leading candidate for sure.
Can you give us a tease? Favorite? Can you give us one category?
I mean, fastest is going to be Theodore Lockley or TJ Lockley. He's got can we call him Blue?
Or
you can call him Flash.
Flash Lockley, I like that. Is that a timed deal, or is that just watching his film?
You know, it's going to come down to him and Jaden Chalmers. Likely watching his film very fast, but Jaden Chalmers ran like a 4.4 in ECU's camp. He's a cornerback, so both those guys, they might tie. But best interview is going to be tough because there's a lot of really good interviews.
Hey, look, the best texter was going to go to Sherman, but he didn't send that second one back to you.
Best texter. That's a good.
Think about that one for Saturday.
Troy Lewis.
Read that on Hoist the Colors.
I mean, this dude responds in like half a second.
Text him right now. Just kidding. Redbeard, the fans really like it when you get angry, Igoe. He said, angry, homeless Igoe is my new favorite Igoe.
I mean,
You're going to sign at 10:30. Sign at 10:30.
I mean, if you're going to say you're going to sign at a certain time, sign at a time.
My favorite Igoe.
What good is your word if you don't keep it?
Where's
you know what really
grinds my gears? Are we talking South Carolina football? Where's the kid from? Where's Buford?
What?
Georgia.
Oh, Buford. No, Buford, Georgia. You think about Beaufort or Buford.
Right, I didn't know what you. So that's the high schools you're talking about playing. It's his high
it's
school.
It's going to be Valdosta versus Buford.
That's my favorite Igoe, the one who talks about Georgia high school football like he knows exactly
Buford
what he's
High
saying.
School is an elite program.
What's the line on that game?
Probably Buford by 18 and a half at least.
All right.
I mean, they are.
I'll add that to the sheet. You know what? I am going to add that because I want to come back and talk about it next week.
That's fine by me.
Valdosta
also a historically strong program.
All right,
but I think they're like 7-4 this year. Buford, not Beaufort.
Buford. All right, I got it.
Have y'all talked about my boy Jacoby Simpson yet?
We have not talked about.
So I like doing this too. I did it with Chambers, the ECU women's player. I saw her for like 3 minutes. I was like, all right, this is my favorite player. Chandler watched highlights of this guy yesterday. It was like, this guy's a beast. So now he's your guy.
He's like my new Jairo Wilson.
You have adopted him as your guy for the next
Simpson.
4 years. Well, what do you think about him, Igoe?
I like him a lot too. He's a good kid.
The good kid,
He's
Chandler.
a good kid, Steven.
I'm not gonna leave right. He's a top 30 inside linebacker recruit per 24/7 Sports coming out of high school.
Top 30 in the state?
Nationally.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's decent.
Only 50 states.
He played for Texas Christian.
TCU?
Yeah.
Okay.
And played against Southern Methodist while he was there.
Okay. SMU.
And he played mainly a special teams role. TCU known for its linebacker play under Gary Patterson, Coach P. And
what's wrong with you now?
What's wrong with you? Y'all messed me up. Y'all threw me off my game. Either way, he's a good, solid recruit.
Good kid.
You got a lot of talent coming back in inside linebacker, so I don't know where exactly he fits in, but he'll play special teams. He'll compete for time. He'll add depth, all those things.
Chandler, Brian Burns is trending. Shall I look at why?
Pro Bowl.
Oh, good. So it's good news.
Yep.
It's not all bad
Brian
news.
Burns did not even do anything against Denver's third-string left tackle.
Now you're going to have me angry.
I'm just saying, that's my only sample size.
He did not make the Pro Bowl off that game, Chandler.
He couldn't even beat Calvin Anderson.
Oh, wow. All right, Igoe is agitated. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back.
How were your picks last week, Clip?
I went 0-5, Steven. Long story short, I had an awful week. Igoe had a great week, 4-1.
My only loss was ECU basketball, right?
Incorrect. I don't know what I was thinking last week. Why did I take ECU plus the points against SMU?
Wow, I
think I got that backwards.
I thought I picked ECU plus the points.
Oh, well, here's what you do. When I pick first, you talk me into the side that you don't want to take. You do it every time. You play mind tricks with me.
Well, we can keep that going.
Your only loss was the U because they gave up 450 rushing yards to two North Carolina running backs. All right, we'll take a timeout. Come back. More to go on Pirate Radio Live.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
This holiday season, remember Jersey Mike's for all your catering needs. Whether it's a private party or you're just feeding the office, Jersey Mike's can take care of it all with 5 convenient locations serving the Greenville area. Jersey Mike's also has online ordering, contactless pickup, delivery, and in-store takeout. Subs, salads, wraps, and all items are sliced fresh all day, every day. Take a break and enjoy Jersey Mike's. Everybody likes Jersey Mike's. Open 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with Copy Pro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. Copy Pro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at Copy Pro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
Copy Pro, we are the professional office systems people.
Your CBD store in Greenville has the highest quality CBD products in the country. Your CBD store is the first and only brand that carries USDA certified organic products such as gummies, honey sticks, and high absorption water soluble liquids, which are all made in the United States. They even offer products for your pet. The educated staff will help you answer any questions, and you can stop in anytime to get a free sample. Your CBD store, locally owned and operated, open Monday through Saturday 10 to 6, right beside Duck Donuts in Greenville.
Enjoy the warm air circulating moments after you turn up the heat. Precise control of cooking temperatures. Enough hot water on demand for everyone's shower. The instant glow of warmth when you turn on your fireplace or fire pit. Never having to change a gas tank on your outdoor grill. Experience the affordable luxury of natural gas. Find out more at GUC.com.
Hidden phone trade-ins, hidden plan requirements, hidden catches. You won't find any of those at US Cellular because we do things differently. And that means you can get the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE or Google Pixel 5 for free with no hidden requirements all season long. US Cellular. Upgrade to fair. Terms and conditions apply. See store uscellular.com for details.
Does the idea of going to your local U.S. Cellular store make you feel a bit uncomfortable? Tired of the hassle of waiting and wearing a mask? Let Toby Williams and his outside sales team take away that worry. They will come right to your home or office and drop your phone off on the porch or at the front desk for you. Saving you time and worry is what the team at Cellular Warehouse is all about. Call Toby today at 252-799-7051 and let them help you with all of your wireless needs. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
PR927FM.com is the Pirate Nation's home to stream Pirate Radio live or archived anytime.
Sammy Batten, one of the great all-time sports writers in our state.
I saw Russell Wilson play his final game for NC State in a bowl game. I saw Phillip Rivers' final bowl game or final game at NC State. But that 92 Peach Bowl, I don't think anything could compare because, I mean, who would have thought, well, you know, in the third quarter of that game that East Carolina would have any kind of chance. And that was at a time, too, where nobody expected East Carolina to beat at NC State.
PR927FM.com, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
This is Coach Donnie Kirkpatrick, Office Coordinator for ECU Football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. Domino's of Greenville has 3 locations to take care of you. Take advantage of the week-long carry-out deal of all 3 topping pizzas for only $7.99. Order online today at Domino's.com. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, Shirley, we're going to open up the Pirate Radio Treasure Chest coming up in hour number 3 of today's show. Troy D going to join me and talk about the new chancellor at East Carolina University. Philip Rogers, Igoe, any thoughts on Philip G. Rogers being the new chancellor?
Seems like a good hire. I don't know a ton about him other than, like you said earlier, he follows both of us on Twitter, which is a great sign. It means he's a ECU athletics fan. He's an ECU person in terms of he's a Greenville person. He's worked here before. J.H. Rose graduate. You know, his wife has a couple of degrees from ECU, I believe. So, anytime you hire an Eastern North Carolina Greenville person, and just watching his video, he seems to get it. So I think it's a very promising hire.
More on that with Troy D coming up in hour 3 of today's show. Igoe, are you still alive in the fantasy football playoffs?
No, I never made them.
Oh, okay.
I had a tough year. Not that anybody cares, but I'm going to rant about my fantasy team to kill some time. Christian McCaffrey, this was the 1 year I had number 1 overall, and took Christian McCaffrey, and I was like, he's probably due for an injury bug year, and this was it. And so I scored the 4th most points in the league, even without McCaffrey, but did not make the playoffs.
This is a bad year to have an early pick. I had the second pick in the league and took Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
And really,
who was good? I mean,
really thought about taking Ezekiel Elliott. I was like, he's going to have 1 million touchdowns this year. He has not had a good year. He has stayed healthy, but he hasn't done much really to where you drafted him.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know who was the
Kamara's been pretty good, right?
Yeah. Although he's even taken a step back with Taysom Hill in the lineup.
See, last year I had the number 2 pick, and I took Kamara, and he was awful, or at least he was not good. He was always in and out and he never scored. So,
and the receivers have been good. Like I took Clyde Edwards-Helaire pretty high in a top 10. But once you start taking those receivers, you got to stack your team with running backs at the draft. But these receivers like Devontae Adams, I don't know where he was drafted this year. He's money every week.
Whoever got Chase Claypool randomly.
Yeah, well, a lot of those guys will win your league, the late picks. All right, well, I'm in. I missed the playoffs in the sports bar league.
Chad Moore asked, was Derrick Henry already gone?
Oh, wow.
I don't think I was never considering taking Henry.
I wasn't either.
McCaffrey.
I wasn't either. I picked Edwards-Helaire over Henry. I'm sure I did. Yeah. Or would you draft Derrick Henry next year? I always feel like he's going to break down.
He is at some point. Like I know he's a gigantic human being, but
now I did this with Marshawn Lynch. I had him done while he was in Buffalo, and then even before he went to Seattle, and just kept scoring touchdowns. So
he's one of the few guys that most of these guys just fall off a cliff.
I know,
out of nowhere.
And you don't want to have him that year.
Like Sean Alexander, I remember he was just amazing for 3 or 4 years, and then. He twisted an ankle and then was never the same.
I'm always scared to get that guy who you think might be having that year.
LaShawn McCoy, he went from being a beast to the Buccaneers 6-string running back now.
Of course, Le'Veon could be the same way, but he just didn't play at all.
Right,
he sat out an entire year. All right, so let's get to the picks. Great week for Igoe last week, 4-1 on his selections, moving him back to 500 at 37-37. I took an Ofer last week, 0-5.
Nothing kills your record like an Ofer, man.
And all of a sudden, I'm 8 games under 500, 33-41.
Big man will be disappointed.
Championship week, Steven. Cincinnati is a 14.5-point favorite against Tulsa. I'm going to take Tulsa.
I'm going to take Natty, and I don't really think twice about it. It's been so long since they played. They've had a month and a half to prepare for this game. They should be disrespected by the rankings. I think they're a much better team than Tulsa. I think they're playing at home. I think Cincinnati just rolled them.
All right. Tulsa just plays close games.
They do.
Even if they're big favorites, they play close games. This one's bending my brain a little bit. Clemson, 10.5, Notre Dame. Notre Dame beat Clemson earlier this year.
Notre Dame, man. I picked them.
This is their year.
I picked them to beat Notre Dame the first time, even though every part of my being.
You picked who?
I picked Notre Dame to beat Clemson the first time.
Okay.
I said
you had Notre Dame beating Notre Dame. So
that's what I mean. They're such a great team. They only can beat themselves. I mean, that's the only way they lose.
Good save.
I have Notre Dame. Yeah, man, 10.5.
That's a lot of points, man.
Notre Dame. Give me the Irish. I mean, 10.5. That's a lot of points, man. They could lose by 7 and you cover easily.
I mean, I got burned by Clemson last time. I picked them in that game, and Notre Dame scored a defensive touchdown. I think 5 seconds.
But Vegas knows what they're doing. This worries me.
I'll take the Irish. All right, Alabama, 17-point favorite against Florida.
Anytime Bama has a big spread, I'm taking them. Anytime Bama is on the sheet,
This is a small spread for Alabama.
Yeah, it is.
And for that reason, I'm taking Bama as well.
Did you see what Dan Mullen said today?
What'd he say?
They asked him, should Florida be considered for the playoff as a 2-loss team? And he said, we'll think about that after we win on Saturday. So, I mean, I don't know how many times Dan Mullen has said something kind of stupid this year, but it seems like a lot.
Yeah. I will. We both took Bama. Ohio State, 21.5 point. God, there's a lot of big spreads in these championship games. 21.5 against Northwestern.
Ohio State, they've only played 5 games, but they have looked pretty elite in those 5 games, and that's outside the Indiana game.
Offensively, they do.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I don't have a problem with them being number 4 in the playoff. Not to go on another rant here, but it's the teams after the top 4 and 5 that are just absolutely bizarre, that make zero sense, and there's zero justification for any of the explanations that they try to give. I mean, they just spin it however they can.
Does A&M deserve to be top 5 or 6?
I mean, probably not.
I would say yeah.
But
who else?
Compared to the other teams,
right?
Yeah.
Who else do you put in there?
The reason A&M, in my opinion, does not deserve to be in is because if they do, they're going to play Alabama in the first round more than likely, and we've already seen that game.
Yeah.
And I'm not watching the college football playoff this year.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. I'm done with it, man.
Ellerby, I saw he said that all the group of 5 teams should not sit out and not go to bowl games.
I agree, although there's too much money.
You know what I think they should do?
You think they should do a group of 5 playoff?
Think about this, Igoe. We go into the season, and we're doing Mike Houston's press conference. And he says, I think we got a good team this year. I think we can win our league. I think
championship.
I think we've got a playoff caliber team. How much would that fire you up? Like, will ECU make the playoffs this year?
It's the same thing as being a bowl caliber team, in my opinion.
No, it's not.
What's the difference between a group of 5 championship and a bowl game? You could play a Power 5 team in a bowl game and beat them, and it could be more exciting than...
Those teams don't even care about that game, though. If you play...
Why should I care about a ECU versus Western Kentucky in the first round?
I don't know, because you have blood running through your brains, your veins, and you're a human, and you care about sports and games that matter.
Look, the thing is, like Mike Oresco said yesterday, you look at the G4 and us. That's what he calls it. He calls it the G4. And
okay, let's just play pretend land the rest of our lives then.
I mean, I don't know, Clip, but if you do the group of 5 playoff, you're doing exactly what
you're admitting reality.
You might as well just be a different division. Like, why are these teams even FBS if they're not going to be considered for the championship? Is my thing. But that's not up to those schools to decide. That's the
we'll just keep playing pretend. I'll be a king today. What are you going to be?
I'm going to be the power broker that fixes college.
Sorry,
football.
Shirley. All right.
But no, you look at it.
I wish it wasn't this way, but it is.
It is, but and
I think to make the best out of this bad situation would be that.
Eventually it'll go to 8. The playoff will.
And then we'll get left out again.
And the American will get in at some point. It might be 30 years from now, but
it's like we're starving, our ribs are touching, and they just keep giving us a little tiny bit of bread every day.
Yeah.
We're going to make it 8. It's going to be better. Here's your bread.
But Cincinnati...
And then we're left out again.
...has hurt themselves by not playing for a month. And I feel like if they were still playing and winning... Unfortunately, you don't think if Cincinnati was 11-0 crushing everybody that they would have been jumped by Florida and Georgia.
All the evidence points to they would.
I think they would still be in the top 8. I mean, I think the committee uses anything they can against Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And they're using that when in reality they're not using the same argument against these other teams.
Right.
Yes, but still, they wouldn't be able to deny if Cincinnati wasn't out of sight, out of mind, is my argument.
So, who are you taking?
What are we even talking about?
Ohio State, Northwestern.
I'll
take Northwestern.
Northwestern. I mean,
Coastal Carolina.
I don't care about this game. I'm not watching any of these games.
Coastal Carolina and Louisiana. Winner goes to the Who Gives a Crap Bowl. Be great to see them in some sort of playoff. Ronnie told me to take Louisiana, so I will. Louisiana +3.
I keep picking against Coastal, and they keep proving me wrong, so Coastal.
All right, and finally, Igoe. Buford is a 18.5-point favorite over Valdosta.
That's right.
I'm going to take Valdosta. Big night coming from Sherm Daddy.
What's his first name?
Richard.
Richard Sherman?
Yeah.
Quate
Smyer.
Quate Sherman.
I'm going to take Buford.
What is his first name?
Javante
Sherman and Valdosta. Not only covers. Give me the money line, Igoe. I don't need the points. All right.
Oh, man.
Fun conversation today with Steven Igoe. What are you doing tonight, Steven?
Hanging out.
If your ride home goes really long, make sure you're tuning in to Pirate Radio at 6 o'clock. The Pirate Radio podcast is back with Wes Hines.
Oh.
Story time with Wes.
Wow, now that is an interesting podcast.
That is going to be fun. That debuts tonight at 6 o'clock. Redbeard, it sounds like Redbeard's on my side. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. You can win something that's a championship. That's why
But you're basically admitting your Division II championship.
You are admitting reality.
But you can't give in, man. You cannot give in.
All right.
Never quit. Chip on the shoulder mentality.
We are borderline high-pitched voice clip. Steven, keep talking nonsense to him. I guess sometimes...
Wow, so is Chad on my side?
I can't tell from that. Again, Redbeard and Chad, I don't know if it's good or bad to have them on your side anyway.
That is fair.
So I'm not sure what's good or what's bad here. All right, Hoist the Colors, signing day superlatives coming up on Saturday. Also, obviously, a lot of ECU basketball talk as well. Anything else?
Yeah, we just dropped the latest podcast, look back at signing day.
Y'all had Wes on too, right?
We did for about 30 seconds, and I cut him off. But no, I look back at each individual signee, kind of what they're bringing to the table. We talk more about the Richard Sherman situation. A.K.A. Javante Sherm, A.K.A. Valdosta.
They're
money line.
Beating Buford this weekend. When is that, Friday night? Do they have a live stream somewhere? I'm going to be watching
I'm sure they do, man. That's a big game. I mean, that's two of the powers in Georgia going at it.
All right. Are you done?
We got a lot of stuff on hoistthecolors.net. Check it out. Signing day coverage, basketball coverage, podcasts, VIP specials, all that sort of stuff.
Who the Broncos got this week?
The Broncos play on Saturday against the Buffalo Bills.
Mathematically alive.
Mathematically alive. If they beat the Bills, I think they can jump into the wild card mix.
Wow. All right. Well, at least if they show
they have no shot.
If they show a graphic, you'll be on it.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I just want some sliver of hope to hold on to.
There you go. And if not, start thinking about potentially a top 10 pick, right?
Yep.
So
if not, they just need to lose.
All right. Igoe, thank you. We will take a timeout, come back. Hour 3, Pirate Radio Live on the way. More on the new ECU Chancellor. And also, we'll open up the Pirate Radio Treasure Chest. That and more on the way on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, pirates supporting pirates.
Christmas presents are great, but Christmas cash is awesome. This is Vince from Play It Again Sports in Greenville, and it's time for us to help you turn around the stuff in your house into cash. Clean out your closets and garages for cash today. We're buying sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, tennis, lacrosse, hockey, and more. We're buying bicycles, skateboards, snowboards, water skis, treadmills, ellipticals, dumbbells, and more. Play It Again Sports, your home for Christmas cash. Just past the Cracker Barrel on Greenville Boulevard. Find us on Instagram and Facebook.
This is Stephen Igoe, publisher of HoistTheColors.net. Recruiting is the lifeblood of any college sports program, and no one devotes more coverage to the future of ECU athletics than Hoist the Colors. Want to know who's going to be the next Holton Ahlers or Jaden Gardner? We've got all the inside scoop on the Pirates' most talented recruits and top targets 24/7. Sign up now and get your first month of coverage for a single $1. HoistTheColors.net, the most reliable reporting on ECU athletics.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-styled restaurant and bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and the best burgers around. Check out the spicy mahi risotto or the bourbon pecan salmon. Wednesday night is date night. 2 salads, an appetizer, a bottle of wine, 2 entrees, and a dessert for just $55. Thursday is ladies' night with $5 martinis and special apps. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville. The Rick House.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ron Ayers Motorsports. It will guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville.
Holiday time is here, and Santa isn't the only one with a very long to-do list. We have what you need to help you get to all the places you need to go with all the things you need to take. Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville. Santa's sleigh is the ultimate all-terrain vehicle, but it's not for sale. No worries, we have trucks, crossovers, and SUVs that can handle just about any road or job you can imagine, in style and comfort. Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville. Come in and get you one.
The fun place to dine out with friends and family is Familia. Familia has something for everyone and offers favorites like New York-style pizza, lasagna, homemade meatballs, plus new specials like chicken parm alfredo, mahi fish and chips, chicken piccata, veggie burger, butternut squash ravioli, and more. If you need food to go, Familia's drive-thru window is open and ready for all takeout orders. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
UBE and PirateWear.com have everything to fill Santa's sleigh this Christmas. Officially licensed ECU gifts and apparel, polos, outerwear, and sweats from Champion, Columbia, and Cutter & Buck. Visit the Crow's Nest for the largest selection of ECU children's apparel in the world. Be sure to follow UBE PirateWear.com on all social media platforms to stay informed on sales, events, and giveaways. UBE and PirateWear.com, making your Christmas jolly and bright for over 50 years.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. University PC Care has been Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. University PC Care are the local tech support experts for any business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Alrighty, thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live here on a Thursday. Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt producing today's program. Clip Rock here, and Troy D alongside for Hour 3 of today's show. Hello, Troy.
Good to see you, Clip. Man, can you believe? Let me make sure I got my...
Can you believe?
Can you believe I'm getting ready to drop you with, can you believe we're a week away from Christmas Eve?
I can't.
I talked to a friend today, and they said, I was like, you do anything tonight? And they were like, well, I got to decorate. I can put my tree up tonight. I'm like, yeah, well, no rush. Christmas is only a week away.
Yeah, might as well.
Why hurry?
Yeah.
I mean, why even decorate at this point? If you haven't decorated for Christmas and it's next week, I mean, at least get a month enjoyment out of it, right?
Why bother with it now? Because then you just got to take it down.
Or you just leave it up through the new year, I guess. I don't know.
Anyway, I just thought that was interesting that they were getting ready to put a tree up tonight. It's like,
That was a little procrastinating, I would say, for the holidays.
I noticed all the tree places are gone.
Yeah,
sold out.
True.
This is a hot year for trees, evidently.
Hot year.
It's a hot year for Christmas decorations because I've actually been looking for a specific decoration and I haven't been able to find it.
What's the Shirley Rhodes decoration you've been looking for?
Actually, it's the lighted reindeer. They're like wire. It's not wire with a mesh, but it's just wired with lights wrapped around it. But it's like 3 little reindeer. I have one set. I wanted a second set, and I couldn't find it. I can't find. There's a lot of inflatables left around, but I'm not inflatables.
Hey, you're a good reporter.
No,
That's
I know.
what you do.
They're very detailed. That's good. We're good, Shirley.
I heard somebody.
This is why why the hell do I even have a mic over here?
He's sorry he asked. Shirley's sorry she answered. Everybody's sorry. Somebody said that for this year, while people are working at home, like they noticed an uptick in houses being decorated because maybe people are at home more. They're looking for something to do.
Yeah, it does seem like there's
a
like,
little more. While I'm here, I'm usually not here. While I'm here, let's throw some lights on the house. And
why not?
Do more stuff.
Christmas lights are always pretty to look at.
Yeah. So anyway, great conversation here. Yeah. We've got a lot more of this on the way.
Wait.
What do we got, Shirley?
I just got a text that said, or maybe Troy's friend didn't want to hang out with Troy and use the old tree excuse.
I'm super busy tonight.
That's very possible.
I'm washing my hair.
I didn't say I wanted to hang out with them. I was just asking what they were doing.
We're getting ready for our Easter egg hunt coming up in a few months. We got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Valentine's party. All right. So, Troy D., new chancellor
Big
at
day
East
today.
Carolina University.
Yeah, we heard this. I think I mentioned Monday today would be the day, Clip. And
you did.
Indeed it was.
You nailed it again.
Thank you, Clip. And it's a familiar name for East Carolina. Philip Rogers, if you have not heard the news, is actually coming back to Greenville. He is from Greenville. I believe grew up in Greenville. Mm-hmm. I've worked with him before. He used to be chief of staff for Chancellor Steve Ballard. So a lot of university folks that were here during the Ballard regime will know Philip Rogers well because as the chief of staff, you're kind of the right-hand man to the chancellor, and you deal with every aspect of the university. So there will be a lot of people that will know Philip and are excited about this. Let me tell you,
he's a J.H. Rose rampant as well, Troy D. So
yep, and a young guy. He's only 37, but I haven't seen him since he left ECU.
I noticed that in the pictures.
He has gray hair. He probably looks more like a 47, 50-year-old now, very mature, distinguished for his age. He even referenced that in the press conference that I'll talk about in a little bit. I just got done with the official press conference, and I got to tell you, due to COVID, these suck nowadays because you're online. I've gotten a beef with the press conference I'll bring up in a little bit.
Press conference beef?
But I did get to talk to Philip and asked him a couple questions. I'll tell you what it was and what he's focused on, and we'll discuss the new chancellor of East Carolina University, give you a little bit details when he'll take over and what his agenda will be.
Sounds good. We got that on the way, Troy D. We also have the treasure chest.
Yes.
Opening up
I'm
this
bringing
hour.
back the bell, by the way, when we open it.
Oh, boy.
So
all right, the bell is back.
I'm going to ring the bell when it's time to get a winner clip.
You got some excitement out of our winner the other day.
Excitement
time. Excitement time. Was it Hill? Chris Hill?
Excitement
Chris
time.
Hill.
It was.
He got pumped up.
He was fired
for
up.
that bell.
Do we have that to use? Like his cut after he got all emotional after that?
No, we don't. All right, we'll take a time out. We'll come back. A lot to go in Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. We're back after this.
At Tiebreakers, we admit we have a bit of a problem. People love our wings so much that they're starting to sell their home TVs just so they can watch all the sporting events here at Tiebreakers. Seriously, we're glad you love our hand-breaded, hand-cut boneless wings that much, but we really need you to go home at the end of the night. It's okay, we'll be here tomorrow. And when you come back, bring a friend with you. For great food, great friends, and cold beer, we'll see you at Tiebreakers. Tiebreakers, break the chain, eat local.
Humana is proud to serve veterans. If you've recently turned 65 or become Medicare eligible, Humana would be proud to help you with your Medicare decisions or any questions that may arise. Let an agent assist you now to determine which Humana Medicare plan may best serve you. Humana can teach you about health plans, which will provide you with the access to products and programs to help support a healthy life. Humana is proud to be the national Medicare Advantage plan provider to the veterans of foreign wars.
This is Denise Walker. Call me today at 434-531-5674 to get a no-cost, no-obligation Medicare benefits review.
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685-842. Equal housing lender.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
UBE and PirateWare.com have everything to fill Santa's sleigh this Christmas. Officially licensed ECU gifts and apparel, polos, outerwear, and sweats from Champion, Columbia, and Cutter & Buck. Visit the Crow's Nest for the largest selection of ECU children's apparel in the world. Be sure to follow UBE PirateWare.com on all social media platforms to stay informed on sales, events, and giveaways. UBE and PirateWare.com, making your Christmas jolly and bright for over 50 years.
Here today with Silverback, also known as Mark James to his friends and family. Why do you come to F3?
I came to F3 for the fitness, no doubt, like most guys. And what surprised me about F3 is I really stayed for the friendships. The guys that I've met here, I didn't know 2 years ago, and I really consider my best friends now. If I need anything, it wouldn't surprise me one bit that either one of these guys would step up to be there for whatever's needed.
One letter, one number, F3. Learn more today at f3enc.com.
CD's Grill in Winterville wants to thank you for all of your support during these crazy times. CD's Grill has the area's best country cooking, and you can come and enjoy a down-home breakfast or one of our daily country lunch specials at CD's Grill.
CD's now has an incredible lunch special from 11 till 2 every Saturday. Choose from 2 hot dogs, cheeseburger, or chicken sandwich with fries and a drink for only $4.99 at CD's Grill every Saturday.
CD's Grill, 111 West Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Banking is banking until service is not the same. This is Eric Clark from Select Bank and Trust, and this year has been unusual, but we have continued to focus on what has always been important to us, our customers. When businesses needed access to the Paycheck Protection Program, our team of local bankers worked around the clock to successfully keep our customers open and their employees working. Wouldn't you like to deal with a bank that is responsive to your needs, can make local decisions, and cares about you, the customer? We are Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, this is Brian Meador from East Carolina Athletics. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Brown & Wood is your home of the best selection of GMC, Cadillac, Buick, and Mazda in Eastern North Carolina for over 83 years. Shop their entire inventory online at brownandwoodauto.com or visit them on Greenville Boulevard. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Alrighty, thank you, Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt producing as well. Troy D here in Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. And you know, like you get your kid a toy and you say, all right, don't play with it in the car. Wait till we get home. Yeah. All right, don't play with it out. Troy and his bell, we've got to separate them. He's having way too much fun with the bell, even during breaks.
That'll be our official ring today.
Yes.
We break open the treasure chest.
Troy loves the bell.
How many prizes do we have left?
We have 6. Was that the count, Shirley? I'll tell you what we have left. We have 12 large pizzas from Domino's of Greenville. We have 1 free year VIP subscription to Hoist the Colors. We have a $100 gift card from Familia. We have a $100 gift card from Chico's. We have a $100 gift card from the Team Store, the Down East Wood Ducks. We have a $100 gift card from the Shine Factory and a $250 gift card to Balstic Sugg Furniture. Actually, that would be, is it 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 prizes left.
All right.
7 prizes
next Tuesday, right?
4 shows. So we're going to do 1 today, 1 tomorrow, 2 Monday, 2 Tuesday.
Sounds fair.
That's how we'll wrap it up.
I like it.
We'll open it up coming up in just a little bit. Big news today, Troy D, is East Carolina University has named its next chancellor.
Yeah, and these are challenging times to hire a chancellor. You're in the middle of a pandemic. It's ECU has its set of challenges. There's no. This isn't like you're coming into a job and it's easy street. There's a lot of things you're going to be dealing with here. So I think for this hire, and we've seen past hires that have not gone well, and bringing people from the outside that don't understand the culture, don't understand the Pirate Nation, don't understand Eastern North Carolina. And I think that is not the case this time. Now, ultimately, Philip Rogers will be judged on the decisions he makes and the job that he does. But I got to tell you, as far as gut feeling on this, I think this is a very stable, very solid hire for East Carolina. This is a guy who will not embarrass the university. I don't think he is going to, we've had our issues before, and we've had chancellors that have been antagonistic before, even towards segments of the Pirate Nation and the stakeholders in this university, which there are a lot, Clip. I mean, there's a lot of people that make up the university. I was on the conference call with him. I guess, I don't even know what you call it. It wasn't a Zoom. It was the online media press conference. And we were talking, and look, there's alumni, there's staff, there's current students, there's employees, there's community members, there's a lot of people, there's media, there's a lot of people that make up the university stakeholders, as I like to call them. A lot of those people have been alienated in the past by former leadership. How does he unite everybody? That's one of his, he's mentioned that a couple times during his opening press conference. That's one of his main goals, is really try to unite the Pirate Nation and be the person in charge of that. And he's got to wear a lot of hats, but I think that is something that's a focus of his going forward. He's trying to unify a somewhat divided at times Pirate Nation, whether it's athletics or other reasons. So he'll get a fresh start at that and fresh opportunity, and I think he's probably the right guy to do that. As we said, I remember working with Philip when he was chief of staff under Chancellor Ballard. Very likable guy. I don't know anybody that has negative things to say about him. Oh man, I remember when he was here and he did this or that, or he rubbed me the wrong way. I think he was one of these guys that was able to get along with a lot of different types of folks, and that's a tough skill sometimes. Yeah, and to not step. And an
important one for this position.
Yes,
that he's getting
very much so. And he even joked in a press conference that he feels that he almost has to be able to walk on water to be able to do that sometimes.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
I have a very low bar, Troy D. I just hope we don't have to ask for the money back from the search firm this time. That's my only criteria.
It's a success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll call it a win. Yeah. If that's the case.
Can we just stay out of the headlines for the wrong reasons?
Yeah.
That's why I said I think Philip is a very stable hire. I didn't realize he was as young as he was. I thought he was in his mid to late 40s. Like, I thought he was closer.
Well, you just said he looked like an old man. I
didn't say old man. I said he looked distinguished. I said he's 37 years old.
When I saw the pictures, I was like, wow, this is a young-looking chancellor, was my first thought.
And now I will say this, he is the youngest chancellor in East Carolina University history. Mm-hmm. He's the Lincoln Riley of chancellors.
There you go.
On the fast track.
Yeah.
So what a great opportunity. A guy that grew up in Greenville, went to Rose, now coming back and this is the type of job for him. If he does a good job, I mean, he could be a chancellor here for a long time if he chooses to be and does well. It's not like he's here and he's coming in at 65 years old and okay, I've got 5 good years left or whatever.
He's 37, Clip.
Yeah.
Now I'm sure that job takes a lot out of you after a while, but I'm not trying to predict. He hasn't even started yet. But I'm just saying, it is the opportunity for him potentially to be here for a long time.
No doubt.
So we were on the press conference.
I'll tell you what. Before that, let's go ahead and hit cut one of the press conference today. Oh wait, we don't have that, Troy.
Yeah.
Okay, now what were you going to say?
What about cut two?
No, not getting that either.
All right, this is. I just don't get. I don't want to come off as critical guy, but all right, we're in the media. Our job is to be the conduit from really the new chancellor today to the general public, to the Pirate Nation. I was looking forward to bringing you. He's not doing any individual interviews, we've been told. So our one chance to get him was at this press conference, which normally it would be in a room over in Spillman or over at the new student union, and we'd all go, and the TV cameras would be there. We'd be there filming it and recording it. I'd bring audio too, just as backup, and then we'd bring it back. We'd cut it up, and we'd put it out there, and we'd have it for this show. Well, we're not meeting in person, so it's virtual. So this is not any press conference now, Clip. This is the introductory press conference of the brand new chancellor of East Carolina University. They've only had 12 of these guys in the history of the university. Only 12. This is his very first public comments. Don't you think it would be important to record that and document it for history, if nothing else?
Sure.
Wouldn't you think?
I mean, I think about it from a sports perspective.
A university that has a school of communications would think, man, we ought to record this and put it back out there on our YouTube page.
So everybody can see, so we can talk about it. So
Yeah. You know what they decided not to do?
Unfortunately, I did.
They didn't record it.
Yes.
Intentionally, not by accident. It was a decision not to. I'm like, well, I didn't know. I've never been a part of one of these things that wasn't recorded. Otherwise, I would have brought a recording device, recorded it off the computer at least, or brought the digital recorder, and we would, because I think he made some great comments, but I don't have.
But you don't, yeah.
I didn't record it because I just assumed the university, surely they're going to record this for their personal use or for the public use. It's a media press conference. This wasn't a private Zoom call we were having. Why wouldn't you want to record this and put it out there for the Pirate Nation?
In fact, Pirate Radio might have some of his only quotes out there, Troy, because we did quote tweet a few things. But that might be it that's out there.
But I'm stunned that they would not choose to record this. And I even asked about that at the end for clarification at the end. I'm like, will you be providing this out there? And like, no, we're not recording. I'm like, what? This was a press conference. What do you mean you're not recording? And there was no option for us to record it. As I said, I would have had to have my own equipment just recorded off the computer screen, which I would have done because it would have been the only copy out there. So I was going to bring you audio today, and I asked him what his goals were, and
so what he said.
So I went to the audio. I have to go back. There was so much, but he was very complimentary of Pirate Radio, which we appreciate. Fan of the station.
That's great to hear.
So we're off to a good start. We've got off on the right foot.
You want me to read a few?
Yeah, why don't you go to the...
How about I read it and you can say what he's referencing here?
Okay.
Because here's a good one, Troy, that I first saw. We'll be drinking from a fire hose here early on, but I'm looking forward to it, end quote.
He is referencing the amount of work to do.
Yeah, and you talked about that a moment ago with all the challenges going on.
And the people that he needs to meet with and all the things that he'll have to get involved with.
Another thing you touched on a moment ago, he said, my main focus is to continue the unification of Pirate Nation around our mission of implementing change across the area.
That's a big theme he hit on a couple times, and as I said, I asked him about it directly, and I think that's important. I think trying to unify still somewhat of a fractured base of supporters and stakeholders is important.
A lot of our listeners, Troy, maybe all of them, really into sports, and he says, quote, I can't think of many things that are as energizing for me as getting together with AD John Gilbert and talking about the future of ECU athletics, end quote. I know you've talked in the past, Troy, about, it's a balancing act between education, between athletics, but your chancellor has to be on board with what's going on the athletic side of things.
This is probably a good day for John Gilbert because I think Philip Rogers is pro-athletics. Mm-hmm. Not all chancellors are. A lot of chancellors can be focused just on academics. And there are, there are two sides of the university. Academics is a big part of it. Athletics is a big part of it. You got to be able to bridge that gap. I think as an effective chancellor, he definitely will be supportive of athletics.
Troy, he said, quote, "I wrote my dissertation on how universities handle financial distress," end quote.
Well, that'll be dusted off, reread it.
Break it out.
Get ready to update it as needed. And that'll be a good skill to have as he takes over. Officially, I believe March 15th now will be the date that he comes into office. So he'll be able to enjoy the holidays with his family, kind of wind down his old job. And then I think he is taking over March 15th, I believe, was the date, which actually be good because Ron's not stepping down until, I think, June, end of June. So he'll have a few months. And I've talked to Ron Mitchelson, the interim chancellor, about this. Ron's all about, hey, whatever he can do to help with a smooth transition. So that'll be good. And they know each other from before, too. And Ron's already put comments out there about how excited he is about this hire. So the good thing, the passing of the torch will be very smooth. There won't be, a drop torch and then a fire somewhere. It'll be a very smooth transition.
So that's the fire hose he was referring to, is not to the torch. That's a good thing.
Right. Okay. Correct. Yeah.
All right. There's your press conference recap. Thanks to, I guess, Glenn Griffin, who was handling the
Glenn
quote
was
tweets.
helping us with quote tweets.
And that might be all you have out there right now from this.
As I
due to
said,
it not being recorded.
I'm just kind of stunned that the university chose not to record the very first ever press conference of the new chancellor. And I'm sure there's some reason behind it. I just don't know it. But I would think they would. And I thought it was a great press conference. I thought he made a lot of great comments. And I would want that out there if I was the university. Wow, we could actually have positive news for a change, guys. We've been in the headlines for a lot of wrong reasons over the last 4 or 5 years. How about we be in the headlines for some good reasons?
Yeah.
I thought that would have gained a lot of traction by putting that out there. But what do I know about media, Clip?
Exactly.
Evidently not much.
What do you know? All right, there's that news. Troy D, you've been using a line all year long with ECU men's basketball that ECU has been undefeated during the COVID era.
I was hoping to be able to retweet that again.
Unfortunately, Pirates lose their first game last night on the road at SMU.
Second half was a doozy.
Yeah.
Gave him a heck of a game for the first half.
Yeah. Got off to a fantastic start.
But it's 2 halves.
Yeah.
But, isn't this kind of... I wasn't shocked.
No, not
I mean,
at all.
we were all hoping they could pull off an SMU's on the road. Good team. They're a good team.
Look, and Chandler...
They're good kids.
You think they're good kids, Chandler? I think they're good kids. They're probably good kids.
They're great kids.
Well, you know what? They're in a great leg.
Troy does a good leg.
He does a good leg. We had Seymour on the show earlier today. Talking ECU hoops. Pirates were 12-point dogs. They lose by 15, like you said.
Respectable.
It was kind of par for the course. They didn't get blown out.
I didn't think they were embarrassed.
Yeah.
I mean,
and last year they beat this team in Minges. I think that it's going to be a different game when they come here later this season. I think they can hang with them at home.
I agree.
Yeah.
Especially with our fans. Oh, wait. Now, Matt, I mean, that would be a fun atmosphere.
No doubt. It was awesome. Tristan Newton hit the 3 at the end last year. Place went crazy. Hopefully we can...
I say always one time we just go crazy and say, whoever wants to come in. You know the risks. If you want to do it, let's do it.
I saw this on Pirate. I heard what you said. I didn't really acknowledge it. But
by February, they might say that.
But to that note, Troy, I saw this on Pirate Radio, the Cincinnati and how many people they're going to allow. And I'm trying to find the
for
tweet.
Basketball?
No, for their championship game.
Oh, yes.
Coming up on Saturday. They are, I believe, increasing the number of fans they're going to allow to the game. I have to find that.
And I got an email today. I'll have to pull it up during the break. South Carolina's wide open. I just talked to Jeff Charles this morning. He was down. He took a little break, went down to Myrtle Beach over the weekend just to kind of get some R&R. And he was telling me, like, their places, Jeff was careful, but there were places wide open. They were having bands. It was like, it's like 1999 down there. It's like nothing ever happened. But South Carolina, I got an email today from a company that tracks the transmission spread and all that stuff of the virus. They're like one of the least states. They're wide open, and they have one of the, I think they were last on the list as the amount of transmission as far as spread. So I'm like, these states that are locked down, it's not making that big of a difference.
The state of South Carolina, you mean?
Yeah, the state of South Carolina has a lower transmission, rate than other states.
Myrtle Beach probably has all of what South Carolina is, struggling with. Myrtle Beach is a hot spot.
But there are very few rules, from what I understand, as far as restrictions. And
Well,
stuff.
if you saw the BYU game at Coastal, I mean,
it looked like a regular football game.
there was a freaking
Almost.
party going on in the stands.
It looked fun.
So Cincinnati did not have fans their last 3 games, home games, which they hadn't played in forever. I don't even know if they played those games. But it was announced yesterday, Troy D. Ohio approves nearly 6,000 fans at Nippert Stadium for the championship game. So
that's good. They should.
That's kind of like what you were just saying. Like, hey, one time let's get some fans in. I guess the championship game would be the best time to do that, right?
Absolutely.
So
why not?
They're going to.
And they could space out. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean they got a big enough stadium that they can space out. SMU allowed a few fans at their basketball game, and any kind of noise in an arena makes a difference. So I don't know. I hope we can make a push to get some folks in Minji's, but it is what it is at this point. We shall see.
Yeah, I don't think anything's going to change until what? Well, everything stays the same through what, January 8th right now is the current order.
The phase.
Yeah, we're not even in phases anymore. Have you noticed that they've gotten away from phases?
I don't know what we're in.
Because it's all like there's no more phases.
Yeah.
Because things weren't fitting into the phase box neatly. It was hybrids.
ECU has some weird tip-off times. They got a 3:30 game coming up Tuesday.
I saw
Did you
that.
see they have a 9 o'clock game?
It was a 3:30 against Tulane.
Yeah, on Tuesday.
And I asked, why are they playing at 3:30 so they can let Tulane get out of there sooner? That was the reasoning behind it.
All right. Fair enough.
And I guess fans aren't coming to the game, so what difference does it make?
But then they have a 9 o'clock game. So for the few people that are in Minji's, you can't buy beer, I guess, in the second half. You can't buy beer at all after tip-off.
I don't know if they're selling beer at all.
I know. I was just making the point that, like I was at AJ's last night, we were doing trivia earlier so we can get out of there.
Right.
They stopped serving at 9.
Yeah.
And have to close at 10.
Well, you have a curfew.
Yeah. You go to that basketball game. Do the same rules apply there? I don't know.
I feel like I'm back in high school with this curfew.
Yeah.
Better be home by 10, son.
Oh, can I stay out 30 minutes later?
Or you're going to lose your car privileges.
Yeah. So getting home.
That always
early.
kept me, I don't know about you. If I went off too far off,
taking the keys, that was
my dad would, because my dad, when I was 16, he owned the car, so he could technically take it was my car, but he paid for it. So what could I do about it?
Right.
But he ultimately, that was a great power play by him, I gotta say. So if he ever said keys on the counter, I'm like, damn, I screwed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we take the car away for a certain amount of time. They'll keep you straight.
No doubt. That's
a great lesson for parents right there.
Yeah. If you have a
16, 17, 18,
sure.
buy your kid a car. Buy it,
and then they'll do everything you say.
And the punishment is, and nowadays you don't even have to do that. Nowadays I can just threaten, guys, I'll cut the Wi-Fi off if this doesn't change.
Oh man.
You would think it would be the end of the world
You're
if
right.
I cut the Wi-Fi off.
Yeah.
Or if I take the Xbox controllers.
No Fortnite?
Give me your Xbox controllers, because the Xbox, you can't do a lot without the handheld controllers now.
Mm-hmm. True.
Or don't make me let you lose your cell phone privileges.
You cut the Wi. You're right about the Wi-Fi.
But the Wi-Fi's connected to everything, because then you can't use your phone, you can't use the Xbox.
If it goes down here at Pirate Radio for like 20 minutes,
we don't know what to do.
Like in 10 minutes, there's like a barrel with the fire going. We're in a wasteland. Look, I don't have anything to do. I'm like barely surviving.
Scary how dependent you become on Wi-Fi.
Yep.
And you don't realize it until you don't have it. And I don't know if there's another product like that you can go out without food for a while.
Like it is the new food and water.
Yeah,
the Wi-Fi.
Like the Wi-Fi. You're like, oh my God, what do I do? I can't check email. We can't update our social media. We can't.
My grandma always hits me with you should have grown up when I grew up.
Oh, yeah.
No TV, no air conditioning, no nothing.
When is this going to come back on? Let me check. Oh, I can't check. Like you keep wanting to check things. Like what's the weather? Oh,
I mean, your phone turns into a paperweight.
Basically, yeah.
And if you lost cell service and Wi-Fi, you'd really be up the creek.
You're alone with your own thoughts, which is a scary place to be. All right,
I need other people's thoughts, Cliff.
Let's that's why we're on social media. Let's see what they're thinking. I don't want to hear my thoughts. All right, Troy, let's make somebody happy right now.
Shirley, are we doing it?
Here we go.
Here we go.
Let's see if people's cell service.
Here we go, Jim.
Our phones are working. I mean, really. And he's just giggling the whole time. It's like
I took the headphones off so I could get the full immersion experience.
We're going to have no hearing very soon.
God, I've missed that. That is so much fun.
It is a fun sound. It means something fun is about to happen.
We are getting ready to make someone a big-time winner, Clip Rock.
Excitement time! The 2020 Pirate Radio Treasure Chest is open for business, and surely we are looking for caller number
12.
Caller number 12, 317-1250. 317-1250. We'll have our winner, and we'll find out what that winner has won when we return after this.
Get your ice cold Bud Light. Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
You can paint these peaches purple.
Classic sports moments never get old, and neither does classic food from CPW's. CPW's classic menu is back with all of your favorites like tortellini CPW's, Cajun chicken and pasta, classic lasagna, the garbage pizza, the stromboli, calzone, Atlantic salmon, the Cajun fried shrimp wrap, and more. Start every meal off with your favorite beverage and CPW's fresh baked bread and garlic butter. CPW's, serving classics in Greenville since 1995. Stanton Square near the hospital.
Hi, this is Luke Kuechly. Last season, I was captain on defense. This season, since so many of us will be watching football from home, I'm football watching with Pepsi. And you know me, I pour everything I've got into it. All right, football watchers, let's do this. Opening click-offs. Here we go. Click on, click off. Click on, click off. Stretch that thumb. You can't have finger fatigue bringing you down in the postseason. Nice job. And my favorite, second half sip-offs. Pepsi's up, lift, pull, open. Ice cold Pepsi and watching football. Nothing better.
It's not game day without a delicious, refreshing Pepsi, the official soft drink of the National Football League. Head to your nearest retailer, grab your Pepsi before kickoff, then sit back, relax, and cheer on your favorite team. Pepsi, made for football watching.
Hey, Pirate fans, get ready for a winning season and get things done right with a John Deere tractor package from Quality Equipment. You can't afford to lose on your home turf, so we'll help you get the driveway done right at the right price. Right now, our 1023E driveway package starts as low as $148 per month. So get quality done right before every ECU football weekend. Visit QualityEquip.com. Offer ends 12/31/2020. Subject to approved installment credit with John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
In studio with Dr. Shondell Jones today from Kinetic Physical Therapy. What's new for 2021?
Well, 2020 has been a tough year for a lot of people, especially with the pandemic. And so, listen, we've got a way that people can kind of get that control back. We call it a power up package to start the year. And it's a mix of health coaching and personal training so that people can actually meet those goals and get back in shape. So to meet your goals in 2021, go to kptonline.com or give us a call at Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness at 364-2806.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bells Fork or greenvilleautoworld.net.
Did you know your small change can make a difference? The next time you visit McDonald's, please consider rounding up for the Ronald McDonald House. Your change adds up and can help many folks in Eastern North Carolina. Just $10 can provide a free night stay for families with sick children here in Eastern North Carolina and across the state. Just ask your cashier at checkout or choose to round up for RMHC when ordering through the McDonald's app. Thank you for visiting your local McDonald's owned by Dixon Foods and for your support of the Ronald McDonald House of Eastern North Carolina.
This is ECU head baseball coach Cliff Godwin, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Take a look at your stock market report for today. It was a good day for the market. The Dow was up 148 points and finished at 30,303. The NASDAQ was up 106 at 12,764. And the S&P was ahead 21 points at 3,722. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
All right, Shirley, it's been a fun December making you a winner inside the Pirate Radio treasure chest, and we have been keeping up with all our winners, all our prizes, and also another running storyline is Pirate Radio listener Chad Moore, who has never won in the treasure chest, trying to win this year. And we always keep up to date, Shirley, because he lets us know on social media where he was today. Caller 10 today was Chad Moore.
Oh, and I've been kind of hoping that when I say your caller, whatever number, what's your name, I'm just waiting for him to go, hell yeah, it's Chad Moore.
We got the longest losing streak in treasure chest history, continues another day. He and John Moody also chime in on Twitter about they can't get in. It's always busy. They just can't get the win.
He has won other items before on Pirate Radio.
He's just not the treasure chest.
Just not the big show.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, and look,
this is the crown jewel.
This is the big dance of giveaways.
Chad's been in the NIT.
Yeah,
and maybe even won a CIT.
And he's had a couple winning seasons, which is good. And he's had a pedestrian performance during the regular season, but just can't break through when it matters the most. Clip. And sometimes guys, that happens.
Yeah,
and it's okay. And you just got to keep trying again next time.
That's right.
You just can't. Sometimes you just can't make it happen.
And we still have 3 more days of giving away. Yeah. So we got a lot of prizes.
You never know when your time will be called.
All right, Shirley, we have Lonnie Kinker on line 1.
Lonnie Kinker.
Lonnie Kinker is our winner. Hello, Lonnie.
Hello.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Lonnie, where are you calling us from?
Chesterfield, Virginia.
Chesterfield, Virginia. So a non-local caller. What brings you to Pirate Radio? You must be a Pirate fan.
I'm a 87 alum and a season ticket holder for Pirate football.
Awesome. Where is Chesterfield, Virginia? Which part?
About 15 miles south of Richmond, right off of 95.
Okay. All right. So just probably you're about 3 hours from here?
I usually make it in 2.5.
Okay. So, because a lot of our prizes now are in Greenville, is that going to be an issue for you?
Oh, no.
All right.
I come to football, basketball, and baseball. So.
Even now?
Well, I didn't make the cut this year for season football.
Yeah,
I did get to one game, though.
A little harder. Well, you might have a reason to come back to town, depending on what you win here. Before we find out, Lonnie, tell the audience what you do and a little bit about yourself.
I'm a retired chemist with the Defense Department.
Oh, wow.
Sounds fancy.
Yeah.
What is it? What type of chemistry did you do for the Defense Department?
I did hazardous materials management.
So give us an example of like how that would be a regular person could understand what you do.
Well, I work for the Defense Logistics Agency, and we buy a lot of the supplies for all the military services. And the big thing that we do is all their chemical and petroleum products. So we have to make sure we have all the safety data sheets in our database. We make sure everything is shipped correctly according to DOT and international maritime and air regulations, and make sure we're meeting EPA, all kinds of good old regulations.
A lot of logistical things to think about, Clip Rock, that the average person doesn't realize goes on the behind the scenes supporting our military.
I was thinking about this recently, that we're very regimented and we have our routines, and I come in here and we go to work every day, and then you think about it, like I sit here and like talk for 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Correct.
Other people do what
But you don't just talk for 3 hours. You also then plan to talk for 3 hours.
I'm doing other stuff.
Yeah, right.
My point is, we all do different things. And
Yes.
do you ever like sit back and think about like, this is what I do?
I know.
It's very strange when you sit back
I
and
try
think
not
about
to
it.
think about it too much. Because I'm like, start to feel guilty.
Exactly. So yeah, a lot of people are doing more important things than I do.
How long have you been retired, Lonnie? You sound like a younger guy.
Almost 1 year. I'll be 1 year at the end of this month.
So how old are you now, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 57.
57. So are you retired where you'll ever have to work again, or you want to get a side gig?
No, I don't have to work again. I might do something just for fun later. Right now I'm enjoying doing whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
Lonnie, is it bad?
I worked for 37 years, so.
Every day's a Saturday, Lonnie. I love it.
Is it a bad thing to retire during the COVID year, like you wanted to travel and go see places, or are you cool with kind of, hey, I'm just chilling this year?
Oh, well, it did throw a monkey wrench in things. We were going to go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
My daughter was graduating from grad school, occupational therapy in April. She didn't have a graduation. We didn't go down there for that.
Yeah, but Lonnie, you sound like my neighbor. You know what he tells me about this whole COVID situation?
What's that?
It saved him thousands of dollars because he was going to do all the same stuff you were going to do, and he didn't have to spend the money to do it.
Yeah, well, we pushed Hawaii off a couple times. So right now it's supposed to be April, but it's probably going to be more like August.
Yeah. That'll be good.
Kicking the Hawaii can. That's all right. That's something to look forward to. It'll be fun.
All right. Should we find out what Lonnie's going to win?
I don't know. I think I have 7 more questions.
All right, go ahead. I like talking to our listeners, Clip, but you know me.
I know. You really dig deep. You're Barbara Walters. You're whoever. Name another name.
Lonnie, what's your favorite ECU memory?
That's a good one.
The Peach Bowl, of course. I was there.
My man. Good answer. Correct answer, Lonnie.
They wouldn't fake it here, would they, Crump? All right.
The Wolfpack is going to go for the tie, folks. They're going to go for the tie.
All right, you ready?
They can do that whole game.
I know.
At least the end of it over and I've listened to that 1,000 times.
Pass is caught.
Fisher will score.
Shirley, let's open up the chest.
Okay.
You can paint these pizzas purple, Lonnie.
Lonnie might turn into a regular guest.
Yeah.
Just have them on.
Lonnie, you're retired. You got time. Can you join us every Thursday?
That'd be kind of a haul for me.
I'm on the phone, Lonnie. It's COVID times. We don't want you in the studio.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
All right, Shirley is going to read a number. Troy D, you have the prize.
Here we go.
All right. Lonnie, your number is 9.
9. All right.
Okay.
Here we go, Jim. Who am I?
Jim? So Chandler gets
Is that Troy? Tony Romo?
Nailed it. That was my Tony Romo. Here we go, Jim. Chandler likes it.
That was good. That was good. I missed it. I'm the turd here.
All right. What number was it?
9.
9. All right. Lonnie.
This is a great one.
I am proud to announce today that you are the proud new recipient of a $100 gift card from our friends at Familia.
All right.
In Winterville. Now, it's in Winterville, North Carolina, so you're going to have to bring your butt down here. I don't think they ship to Virginia. But great pizza and pastas and
awesome pasta.
Incredible beer. Ice cold, some of the coldest beer in town. So you've got $100 to use, so you could have a good night in Greenville with that.
Yeah, let's hope we have a spring game.
Be a great time.
That would be a good time to use it.
Yep.
All right, so we'll. I think Ellerby will get up with you. Got his info, Shirley. Ellerby will get up with you tomorrow, and we'll be in touch with how we'll get that to you. Most likely through the mail, is my guess.
Okay, well, thank y'all. And I just wanted to say I appreciate, being able to listen to y'all in Virginia and get all the information on, ECU and sports and athletics, and really enjoy listening.
Lonnie, thanks.
How do you listen, Lonnie? Is that what you were going to ask?
I was going to ask, because this day, we used to assume they were online. Now there's so many ways to listen digitally. How do you tune in?
Usually on my cell phone, every once in a while on the computer, laptop.
Okay, so you're just the audio feed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to know when your app is going to be working again.
Well, we've gotten away from the app, so we've made a new investment with the studio and the digital studio to ramp up our Facebook Live feed, which we archive, and also YouTube. Our YouTube page is Pirate Radio TV on YouTube, and you can subscribe there for free, and you can watch this live or archived on our YouTube channel on smart TVs or your computer or your phone. So we have gotten away from the app, and we're doing more video through YouTube and Facebook, and then the audio will still be available on PR927fm.com, which is also mobile friendly, so you can listen to us archived there. And I believe we're archiving the audio on SoundCloud too. Still. So there's a number of channels you can get the show either live or archived, but we have decided to make a management decision, and through a number of reasons we have not able to continue with the app.
Okay, well, I can do YouTube.
There you go. Yeah, come subscribe to us there, Lonnie. We'd appreciate the extra member with us.
All right, we'll do.
All right. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Have yourself a great Christmas, and thank you for your support of Pirate Radio. We really appreciate it.
All right, thank y'all. Merry Christmas to all y'all.
All right, congrats, Lonnie Kinker, with the win today and the interview.
Kind of a cool job he had.
Yeah, sounds pretty neat.
I like finding out about what our listeners do.
Yeah,
because it's so eclectic. It's across the board.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
And again, I had that thought just the other day, Troy, about what people do, what I do, what others do.
Well, if you weren't doing
wake up and do it.
If you weren't in this business, even Pirate Radio, if media business, whatever, what would you be doing?
No clue. I mean, really?
Yeah, I know. I've thought about that before for just in general.
I haven't thought about it in a while, and I do not know. If I had the axe tomorrow, Troy D, I don't know. I'd be lost.
Yeah. No, we're going to keep you through the holidays.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So I do have some time.
Yeah, you're good. You're good to
look around. All right, good.
Holy ornament.
Let's get our final break in, Shirley. We'll come back more with
Are we
Troy
almost
D.
done? Holy mackerel.
Yeah, one segment left to go.
Wow.
Our interview with Lonnie Kinker went a little long.
Yeah, sorry. Thanks to Lonnie for being a good sport.
Absolutely. Great to talk with him. And
don't call in unless you're ready to talk, though.
Yeah, especially when Troy's here. So, Troy, you'll be back Monday.
I hope Chad Moore can win Monday, because that would be a great moment.
And we're going to interview the heck out of him if he does.
He's dying to talk.
That's right. He would love a Troy D one-on-one interview.
Yeah, we'll do
right now.
Dreams can come true.
All right, we'll take a time out, come back. More to go. Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Cadillac. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Merry Christmas from the Brown & Wood family. They have amazing deals going on in December. Like all Cadillac models have 0% for 72 months, plus $5,000 off. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Do you think you've been exposed to COVID-19? Are you planning to visit parents, family, or friends this holiday season? Do you have travel plans and need to be tested? Arc Point Labs of Greenville offers same-day COVID-19 results. No referral needed, same-day results available. Arc Point Labs of Greenville is located across from Vidant Hospital on Executive Circle behind Southern Bank. Call for an appointment or walk in. Arc Point Labs of Greenville, 215-5688 or arcpointlabs.com.
Hidden phone trade-ins, hidden plan requirements, hidden catches. You won't find any of those at US Cellular because we do things differently. And that means you can get the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE or Google Pixel 5 for free with no hidden requirements all season long. US Cellular. Upgrade to fair. Terms and conditions apply. See store uscellular.com for details.
Does the idea of going to your local U.S. Cellular store make you feel a bit uncomfortable? Tired of the hassle of waiting and wearing a mask? Let Toby Williams and his outside sales team take away that worry. They will come right to your home or office and drop your phone off on the porch or at the front desk for you. Saving you time and worry is what the team at Cellular Warehouse is all about. Call Toby today at 252-799-7051 and let them help you with all of your wireless needs. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an Auto Owners independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with Auto Owners Insurance.
This is Brian Smith with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
With the holidays approaching and a new year right around the corner, now is the perfect time for a review of your home, auto, and life insurance with a trusted and experienced agent. This is Brandon Manning from Farm Bureau Insurance. Call me today and let me provide you a free quote that could save you money in 2020. My clients always have my cell phone number, and I'm available before or after business hours to meet with them. Call me at 531-1812 to schedule a review and get a free quote. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
When you don't have time to go to lunch, let Jimmy John's deliver lunch to you. With Jimmy John's, we can get a freaky fresh sandwich to you freaky fast. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com. Dinner's great. It's one of your top 3 favorite meals. You just don't want to have to make it. Well, with Jimmy John's, you don't have to. Whether you live in a sandwich delivery zone or head into the store, you can always get a freaky fresh sandwich. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com.
The holiday season is upon us, and have you been naughty or nice this season? Well, it doesn't matter at the Naughty Life, because no matter who you are, you can find the perfect gift for anyone. This holiday season, stroll the new and improved streets of downtown Washington. Be sure to visit the Naughty Life for the latest Yeti products, signs, clothing, home decor, and many other unique gift items. Plus, their gift wrapping is fantastic, and my favorite, it's free. The Naughty Life on Main Street in downtown Washington.
Pirate Radio.
I'll give you Blackbeard's honest opinion. You ask me, can this new captain promise you a life of prizes, plunder, and adventure? Aye.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Are you in outside sales and looking for an opportunity to increase your earning potential? Copy Pro has been in Eastern North Carolina for over 45 years and continues to grow each year, and they are in need of more sales professionals with a desire to potentially make a 6-figure income. Do you have what it takes? Visit copypro.net today to submit your resume and to learn more. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Broad.
All right, welcome back to the program. Final segment of today's edition of Pirate Radio Live. Looking forward to Friday's show. We'll talk to former Pirate, now the first base coach for the Los Angeles Dodgers, Clayton McCullough, going to join us on the show. Looking forward to talking to Clayton. Just got that new gig as he's been in baseball his entire, I was going to say adult life, but his entire life, and has been a part of that organization now.
It's a fair statement. His entire adult life.
Yeah, and looking forward to catching up with him. Troy D is here. Troy, you all set to go for next week?
Next week being a holiday week,
being Christmas and everything that goes with it,
as we like to call it.
Yeah,
I'm excited. We're getting ready to cross the finish line to 2020, Clip. So we made it. This has been an interesting year. I think this is one of those years. You know, I kind of say it like football season. Sometimes things are easy to forget. You remember certain games, where you were, what you were doing, but a lot of the games are blurry memories. You don't really remember them. This is the type of year you'll look back at, even 50 years from now, if you make it that long. And you'll always remember 2020. Am I right?
Definitely.
Yeah, this is not one of those years that you kind of forget. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to turning the page, kind of getting a fresh start, hopefully with 2021.
I would like to remind you, though, that just because the calendar says January 1st, it doesn't mean
everything changes. I know. Okay. Don't be negative, guy.
I'm not. I just don't want to get your hopes way up that when January 1st is here, you're like,
no, I'm not going to be excited until summer's back.
No, that's true.
Until now, I will say this. I believe the 21st is the winter solstice, which is the shortest day of the year. But after the 21st, which is what, coming up Monday? When is the 21st?
Thursday, be 18,
it's Monday.
19.
Monday.
So if you can get through Monday.
If I can get through Monday, every day from there on out is a day closer to summer, and the days are getting longer and longer.
Troy will be on Pirate Radio Live at his lowest point of the year, so we're going to get you through it on Monday.
That's true. The shortest day of the year.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like it dark early. I don't like the cold. I was really depressed yesterday. It was a cold rain.
Yeah.
The absolute worst combination for me. I thought I was going to need like a full-blown therapist yesterday.
Yeah. Well, you got through that.
Yeah,
we're going to get you through Monday.
You went through a full-blown depression.
So I think we're getting ready to turn the corner, Clip, though. I feel good about next year.
Good deal.
But man, I'm excited about next week. Get a little bit of recharge the batteries a little bit.
Excitement time. Got a lot of
excitement time.
Got a lot of best ofs on the way on Pirate Radio.
Yeah.
Holy ornaments.
Then I don't see you guys for a while, and I start to miss y'all.
Son of a nutcracker.
I wonder, hey, what's Shirley up to? I haven't gotten on her nerves lately. Can't wait to do it again.
Absence does make the heart grow fonder.
Yeah.
So
by the way, before we get out of here, a couple of things to promote. One of our original Whack Pack members. He was part of the original 4. When we started Pirate Radio, there was Troy D, LRB, Shirley Rhodes, and Wes Hines. And I am proud to say all 4 are still affiliated with the station today, 18 years later. Now, we've had a lot of other great people join the ride, Clip, as you know, and Chandler, and Glenn, and many others. Jenny. And a lot of other people.
Jenny.
If I didn't say Jenny, she'd yell at me. I'm on the team, too! But anyway.
Wow.
So I'm just trying to include everybody.
Yeah.
So we brought Wes in for a podcast. So we're doing these podcasts. You might be familiar with them. We're putting them on the Apple Podcast. You can go to our subscribe, Pirate Radio Podcast. And we have Wes Hines coming in. But we're going to run it on the radio, too. It's coming up next if you're listening to our live edition.
Coming up next.
If you missed it, it'll be on app. We're going to run it live Thursday at 6, Friday at 6, I believe. And then again Tuesday at 6.
You can't run it enough. It'll be on the best of.
It's going to be on the radio, but we'll also have it on our podcast.
You can listen anytime.
It is, every time I think we can't learn something new about Wes, we do.
I promoted Sam Jones, Troy, as he's a great storyteller.
Yeah.
Wes, I don't know if he's a great storyteller, but he has amazing stories. He's lived a heck of a life.
It's incredible. So that's coming up. And there were 2 things I was going to mention, and I can't remember what the second one was. God. There was something else I needed to say.
You said, I got 2 things to promote.
Yes.
The podcast
coming up. The podcast was one.
And
what were we talking about before this?
Christmas, you being depressed.
Man.
Darkness.
Unbelievable.
Was it the all right, Jim?
No. It's here. It's not all right, Jim. It's here we go, Jim.
Tony.
All right. It definitely wasn't that.
No, it was not that, but
all right.
Oh man, that's terrible that I forgot. It was I was like, this second one, and the podcast wasn't even the important one. There was something more important I meant to mention.
Chancellor.
I don't know. I'll think of it and bring it to you Monday.
All right, there you go. A little teaser, folks.
This is why I have to start writing stuff down.
Yeah, jot your notes down.
Yeah.
All right, Troy, enjoyed it, man.
Good seeing you, Clip. We'll talk again soon.
We'll be back with you Friday, 3 o'clock for an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation.